wrongful death lawsuit. A charter school in Montgomery for grades K through 8 had to close down all classes this week after cases of hand, foot, and mouth disease broke out among the students. The Life Academy will undergo a deep cleaning and sanitation. The school will then resume classes on Monday. I'm Andrea Tice.
For more news affecting Alabamians, go to 1819news.com. And while you're there, subscribe to the daily newsletter.
Hi there, I'm Kim Williams with Alabama Home Mortgage. For many years, my team and I have worked diligently to provide our veterans with top-notch service, as it is our honor to serve those who have served us in the armed forces. Madeline and I are certified veteran lending specialists. Nationwide, there are over 22 million veterans that qualify to purchase a home through the VA loan program. Yet less than 2 million of them currently have a VA home loan. Many lenders do not keep up with the ever-changing guidelines and benefits of the VA loan program. They are intimidated by the program, resulting in many veterans not obtaining VA loans. This is unacceptable. The VA home loan program offers service members and veterans with 100% financing. You've already paid your down payment. If you are currently serving or have honorably discharged, we would love an opportunity to discuss how the VA program can serve you. Give Alabama Home Mortgage a call at 567-4223 or visit us online at myalabamahomemortgage.com to complete an application on your time. Thank you for your service. NMLS 1586-36A, Equal Housing Lender.
Looking for insurance, or maybe you're just not satisfied with your current carrier? How does quality coverage with local service and competitive rates sound to you? The folks at Stark Agency offer just that. Whether you need insurance for your business, car, home, or life, Stark Agency can help. As an independent insurance agency with over 20 of the top insurance carriers, Stark is sure to find the perfect match for you and your loved ones. Visit their site at starkagency.com or give them a call at 334-263-5535 for a quote today.
The views and opinions of the following program are solely those of the host and other contributors. These do not necessarily represent those of Liberty Acquisitions 825, Blue Water Broadcasting, its management, staff, or any advertisers. It's time for Montgomery's conversational radio show. It's News and Views on News Talk 93.1 FM. To join the conversation, call 272-9228.
Conduct yourself in a democracy.
Joey Clark.
Welcome into the Friday edition of the program. I'm your host, Joey Clark. The Eddie Bader birthday bash is still ongoing, but Eddie had to go do work stuff, so he'll be here eventually. But for the time being, it's myself and Troy Carrico here in the studio with me. How you doing today?
Shana Tavo to all my Hebrew brothers out there.
How did you know it's Eddie's birthday coming up this Sunday?
No, I did not.
Yeah.
How old?
56.
He's my age.
Yeah.
I'm better looking.
Yeah. Yeah, but so what's in the news today? Oh, there's a lot actually in the news today.
Yes.
The top, I think, story being 274 FBI agents were sent to the Capitol for January 6th. Many of them later complained that they were used as political pawns. Fascinating.
Yeah.
But we're not over yet. James Comey, indicted by grand jury for alleged false statements, obstruction of justice, which is in Northern Virginia. You would think it'd be a friendlier grand jury, but
I agree.
Senior DOJ officials are now pushing for John Bolton to be charged this week. DOJ prepares probes into the Soros Open Society Foundations as the Trump administration is making good on its threat that if you funded any of the mayhem we've seen in the streets over the years, any of sort of the violent activities that are out there, we're coming after you.
Yep.
Trump approves TikTok deal via executive order. TikTok worth billions and like 14 billion.
Yeah, it was. And he said, did you see what he said in his conference yesterday? It was interesting. He goes, because Eddie was talking about this. He goes, I had so many small business owners come go, we need TikTok. We use TikTok to drive our business.
Right.
And so I found that interesting. So,
and something like 20% of Americans get their news on TikTok.
That's crazy.
It is crazy. And it's just, you got to keep all this in mind. Like all the different ways people are keeping that info. And then, of course, Trump doubles down on the Tylenol warning. And, the more it's crazy, like the Canadian Broadcasting Company came out and was slamming Trump for this. But then there's a report from the Canadian broadcasting company that was saying, pregnant women probably shouldn't be taking it. Really crazy that that's even controversial, but I think that's just the beginning of things. So on this first big story, and it is, in my mind, a vindication for a lot of people, but sometimes you got to look at a reporter who's been on issues for a long, long time. This guy, I would say, is one of the many star reporters, journalists from the Russiagate era.
Okay.
There are a few that come to mind, but John Solomon is one of these guys that has been working on this, used to be part of the team, the oligarchy in the media or whatever you want to call it,
Fifth Estate,
and kind of went independent and went to the right. So I want to read what they just put out today. The FBI secretly deployed more than 250 plainclothes agents. So that means, unless you got a good eye, you're probably not going to tell that's FBI.
No, they would blend in fine. Yep.
But they deployed more than 250 plainclothes agents to the U.S. Capitol during January the 6th, 2021 riot, an operation so disorganized it unleashed searing frustrations among many of the FBI's rank and file that the Bureau had lost its core competencies to wokeness and allowed its employees to become, quote, pawns in a political war, end quote, according to an after-action report kept from the public for more than 4 years. So what this is being reported today, it's been known at least for 4 years.
Oh, yeah.
Like a report says it, but scores of FBI agents and personnel, many from the Bureau's premier Washington field office, sent anonymous complaints to the after-action team detailing how agents were sent into an unsafe scenario without proper safety equipment or the ability to identify themselves readily as armed officers to other police agencies. The most persistent complaint was that the Bureau during the James Comey and Chris Wray era had become infected with political biases and liberal ideology that treated the protesters from the summer 2020 Black Lives Matter riots far differently than those arrested in the aftermath of the January 6th episode. The FBI should make clear to its personnel and the public that, despite its obvious political bias, it ultimately still takes its mission and priority seriously, one employee wrote in a stinging review. It should equally and aggressively investigate criminal activity regardless of the offender's perceived race, political affiliations, or motivations. And it should equally and aggressively protect all Americans regardless of perceived race, political affiliations, or motivations. That agent went on to urge FBI leaders to, quote, identify viable exit options for FBI personnel who no longer feel it is legally or morally acceptable to support a federal law enforcement and intelligence agency motivated by political bias. One agent suggested the problem extended beyond the Bureau to DC's U.S. Attorney's Office, indicating a more widespread problem with political bias, quoting another agent. And again, this is all from this after-action report that was kept secret for 4 years. Another agent writes, quote, currently, the U.S. Attorney's Office is dictating what it is that gets investigated. This is a dangerous precedent because we can barely get them to prosecute investigations that clearly meet thresholds needed for federal prosecutions. However, their willingness to conduct a search warrant on someone's life for a misdemeanor seems ridiculous. It is unreasonable for the FBI to conduct investigations involving misdemeanor violations at a federal level. It is not our role. Many of the agents' feedback focused on the Washington field office and its culture, saying WFO is a hopelessly broken office that's more concerned about wearing masks and recruiting preferred racial sexual groups than catching actual bad guys, one worker wrote. Another added, I wish you all would pay more attention to our safety than what type of mask we wear. If you're going to deploy us to a riot situation, then give us the proper damn safety equipment, helmet, face shields, protective clothing, and training. The after-action response, 50 pages in all, were located by current FBI Director Kash Patel's team and recently turned over to the House Judiciary Committee and its special subcommittee investigating security failures and weaponization of law enforcement during the January 6th riot. The document has proven a bombshell to lawmakers, revealing for the first time that the FBI had a total of 274 agents deployed to the Capitol in plain clothes and with guns after the violence started, but with no clear safety gear of way to be recognized by other law enforcement agencies working in the chaos of the riot.
So they were not authorized to wear their credentials with them, and that's a problem.
Yeah. Chris Wray, Patel's predecessor, steadfastly refused to tell Congress how many, if any, agents went to the Capitol that day, and a prior DOJ Inspector General report did not divulge the number, referring only to a SWAT team the Bureau sent into the Capitol and having more than 24 informants in the crowd. Wait. So how big is a SWAT team? Like
anywhere from 12 to 25 guys.
So let's say they admitted to 50.
At least there,
but
in addition to the
they're
agents.
off by 225 or so, 224.
That's a good bit.
The document also reveals for the first time that there were widespread concerns for years inside the Bureau, sentiments that boiled over after the FBI began sending SWAT teams to arrest January 6 participants on misdemeanor charges, that the FBI had become biased in favor of liberals and against conservatives. Despite the pre-existing report, Wray rejected that notion in testimony before Congress. The idea that I'm biased against conservatives seems somewhat insane to me, given my own personal background, Wray told Congress in 2023. Wow.
Deny.
But frontline agents repeatedly raised issues of liberal bias and wokeness in their after-action assessments. The words politics or bias were mentioned more than a dozen times in responses, and similar sentiments scores of times in the 50 pages. Our response to the Capitol riot reeks of political bias, one wrote. Another added, I wonder if our biases affected our preparedness. A third suggested the agents and analysts had become engrossed in the main business of Washington, politics, rather than fighting crime, and blamed the Bureau's leadership for the slide. We have been used as pawns in a political war, and FBI leadership fell into the trap and has allowed it to happen, that employee wrote. We are supposed to call balls and strikes regardless of political pressure. Now we can't even be trusted to be on the field. Wow.
You know, this is coming from the field agents, which is probably the best indicator of what's really going on in the agency. And you know, that's a scary thought. They have focused their swath so much on the political portion of that swamp up there, that what's going on with terrorism, what's going on with all the other things, and you worry about what's slipping through the cracks, Joey.
The report solves one of the January 6 mysteries. How did the FBI respond when violence began breaking out at the Capitol? Wray previously refused to divulge to Congress how many agents or informants were present during the incident. The initial response of having us again respond to a riot by standing the line did not seem appropriate because we do not have the gear, equipment, or training for riot control, one agent said. As in June, agents were again deployed onto the streets, specifically around the Capitol, and simply told to stand behind the Metro Police Department. No other direction. When asked specifically what they were supposed to do or who to check in with, they were told simply that management said to go there, and there was no answer. FBI agents do not have training for nor equipment for riot control.
Sorry.
Wow.
Listen, the coordination pieces, they missed that part.
Yeah. Well, and it makes me wonder, too, are some of these folks who are complaining being held in the dark? Like, was it all 274 agents complaining?
I think that from what you could tell, there was a wide swath of people, from at least the way you read it and the way it was written. And I think the thing that you take away was bias, political kept coming up in all of the pieces. And, you know, that's funny. You're going to have them stand behind the police, but they don't have any credentials. Sounds like a real crap show.
And the report also revealed agents strongly disagreed with how they were deployed and how cases were pursued after that day, seeing a double standard.
Yeah.
Wow. The actions on January 6, 2021 were absolutely despicable and unacceptable in a civilized society. What is even more unacceptable was the hypocrisy displayed by the FBI and its leadership in their attempt to go after those involved in the Capitol riots, while we as agents watch cities burn across America during the summer of 2021, agents said. The conspiracy to commit crimes at the Capitol on January 6 were also committed by bad actors during the summer riots of 2020, leading up to the election on November 3rd, 2020. Agents stood by on the ground in Washington, D.C. and observed stores being looted, burned, and ripped of anything of value, the agent wrote. Even worse, officers were assaulted in the streets in broad daylight with cameras rolling, and yet our response was nothing like the Capitol riot response on and after January 6, 2021. I do not recall a single instance where the FBI, specifically the FBI Washington field office, made any attempt to put the resources behind the summer riots of 2020 as they did during the Capitol riots, the agent explained. The scathing comments from Washington field office agents assessing their own bureau's work that day were not included in an Office of Inspector General report reviewing the FBI's performance in the lead up and during the January 6 electoral certification. That report only confirmed that there were several hundred agents deployed, but provided no further detail about the challenges they faced or their complaints. So that is making its way through the news cycle in the chattering classes.
So when do you think, give me what you think a demarcation point is when I could say that federal law enforcement became politicized? When roughly?
You're asking the wrong guy.
Okay,
I think it's always going to be.
I can tell you that after working in counterintelligence, working in getting out in the military in 2010, out of the Army, the change was already underway, right? When Obama took over, it was every staff office had a EEOC officer. Everything was celebration of diversity at that point. And that's when I think that so you've got 12 good years of cooking there going on. And now that's where we're at right now.
Well, but I hesitated to your question because look at the beginnings of the FBI.
Oh gosh.
Was the Hoover FBI not political?
Oh, it was. That's exactly what it was. And it was actually a one-man kingdom and he owned it.
Right. And so you got to think, okay, what happens is maybe people after blows at the beginning of the FBI realize, we kind of are, it's sort of a negative piece. And then, as you say, maybe it's around the Obama era. I think also there are major changes right after 9/11.
Sure.
And they start taking that wall that separated all the different agencies and information sharing got kicked up.
Yeah, they needed to.
I think you at that same time you see those walls come down, you see these sort of cabals pop up.
Stovepipes, as we call it in the intel community.
Crazy stuff. And, you know, there's all sorts of great clips going back over the years people are sharing today. And one that I loved at the time, but it's even better now with time. You know, Clay Higgins from Louisiana.
Yeah, I do know who Clay Higgins is.
Yeah, and he asked FBI Director Wray, this was a few years back, right after January 6th, about at one point he goes, you know what ghost vehicles are?
Ghost bus.
And this guy has just one of my favorite accents up there in the Congress.
I'll say. Come here,
let's listen into Congressman Higgins.
Yes.
He said he was communicating with his FBI handler while people were entering the U.S. Capitol. Can you confirm that the FBI had that sort of engagement with your own agents embedded into the crowd on January 6th?
If you are asking whether the violence at the Capitol on January 6th was part of some operation orchestrated by FBI sources and or agents, the answer is emphatically
You're saying no?
No.
You're saying no?
Not violence orchestrated by FBI sources or agents.
Are you familiar with you know what a ghost vehicle is? Director of the FBI certainly should. You know what a ghost bus is?
A ghost bus?
Ghost bus.
I'm not sure I've used that term before.
Okay. It's pretty common in law enforcement. It's a vehicle that's used for secret purposes. It's painted over. These two buses in the middle here, they were the first to arrive at Union Station on January 6th, 0500. I have all this evidence.
And I believe Clay Higgins had been in law enforcement.
He was. I think he was the director of the parish sheriffs in Louisiana.
Yeah.
He's an old school cop.
He might know what he's talking about a little bit.
Okay, call what you want. Tip of this iceberg.
Mr. Chairman.
These two buses are painted completely white.
Point of order.
Point of order. Sure.
Just run over the time.
I understand, but you'll recall that Ms. Jackson Lee's been allowed to go 2 minutes before. I've been very fair in letting people finish their questioning throughout my tenure as chairman, and I'll continue to be fair on that regard.
Some things never change over the years. Point of order.
But I will make a note to the members, if you could stay as close within your time as possible. We have a lot of people that want to ask these gentlemen questions.
Mm-hmm.
So with that, the gentleman yields. But your point, I've been very fair in this, Mr. Ivey, with everybody on this side of the aisle just as much.
I don't think I accuse you of being unfair, Mr. Chairman.
You're making a point. Okay, thank you. I now recognize Now recognize Mr.
May I
Gray.
close this statement,
No,
Mr.
no,
Chairman?
I think your time is expired. Mr.
I note that other members across the aisle have been granted time, and I object to my question being closed. This is a very significant hearing, Mr. Chairman.
He was right in the middle of explaining the ghost vans.
The bus.
The ghost bus.
Who's the Ghostbusters? The Busters.
Yeah, the ghost bus.
Hong Kong.
We're not going to find out the ghost bus anyway.
I liked him. I forgot how much I like that guy. He was good.
People very early finding this thing very, very dirty from the get-go, not making sense. But fascinating that after-action report was kept under wraps for so long.
It's fascinating they found it.
Let's go to line one. You're on there. Who's this?
Hey, Soldier Boy.
Hey, man. What's up?
Question: why is the Secretary of Defense calling all generals 1-star and above to a meeting? What's going on?
Well, not all. It's not all. It's only COCOM commands and command billets, meaning those that are in charge of direct warfighting troops. I have a feeling that he's getting ready to lay out the first plan that they have for Secretary of War for the War Department in terms of what future operations is going to look like. They're going to go visit some DARPA sites, some engineering sites, and it's going to be I think it's going to be a cultural thing is what I think, Soldier Boy.
Is he sending a message out to Putin?
Yeah, I think so. I think, remember, it's no coincidence that happened the day after Trump basically said, shoot planes down that go over into NATO territory and we're going to keep supplying.
Yeah.
I think there's a thing, and then Medvedev, we'll see about that. So I think it's a game of brinksmanship, but it's a good thing to do because let's be honest, those COCOM commands probably still have some bad residue from the previous administration. You might want to get eyes on them and make sure they're good and get rid of them if they're not.
My question is, didn't they use those shoulder launched stingers given by the CIA to the Afghan when they were fighting Soviet Union helicopters?
Yeah, they used red eyes and which are IR or passive IR or active IR, and then they had the stingers, which were much more effective. Yeah.
Are those going to be used against those drones? The drones are moving slower.
Well, they are, but I think the thing, Soldier Boy, with the drones is right now there's a sine wave. It is. That's what I was going to say. Is they're working on mainly EW pieces right now, which is electronic warfare, just to annihilate the drones in the air. You know, I had a friend tell me who was a marine aviator who flew EA-18 Prow. The attack Hornet, the electronic attack Hornet, he just said that would fry anything in the air, including drones, if they came through and swapped it. So, but the thing is, you got to have persistent surveillance, and it's going to be a brave new world.
Do you think not only is it flexing, he's flexing muscle first of all through showing unity by letting everybody know who's in charge and who's going to be the person. Pete's talking. Everybody's got to freaking listen. Well, I remember for a while, the last regime, didn't they have some high generals that were not going to take, it said it flat out, they weren't going to take any commands from Trump.
Yeah, there was some debate over that. I heard they said if it's an unlawful command, they would not obey it, million them.
Well, you know what, me and you've been in the military. I know the difference in an unlawful command, okay?
Sure.
It's pretty obvious.
Right.
That was a political statement. That was a political statement he made. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, you and I both agree. Go shoot these prisoners. Okay, well, that's a different kind of order, right? So, yeah.
Yeah, it's like, you're like, no, that ain't going to happen.
Right,
a lot of that shit happened over in Iraq, but I was over in the green zone.
Right.
And I'm looking at it like, nah, it's unlawful. You can't. I'm a lieutenant colonel. I don't give a shit what you are.
Dude, you can't keep
doing that. That's my job.
Stop
you can't do that.
Go, man.
I think he's.
Let's go to line 2. You're on there. Who's this?
This is Edward.
Hey, Edward.
Joey, who is your co-host?
Troy Carrico.
This morning. What? Say that again.
Troy Carrico.
Troy, I really enjoy listening to you, Troy. I've just been able to pick back up getting into talk radio in the past couple of months, but you just said more in 30 seconds about that gathering that I have been able to gather in Googling news over the past several days. So I wanted to just clarify something with you.
Thank you, Edward. And let me just say this so I can maybe make you all understand. this is not uncommon what they're doing. They are realigning with the values of the new current leadership. That has not been done yet. And let's be honest, there's still a lot of ash and trash out there that they are going through and finding out who's going to be fit for these commands. And it's just going to be it's a cultural gathering. And listen, they have gathering of what they call it, Joey, they call it the gathering of eagles and stars all the time with higher commands. But it's just, they made a big deal about it because they're pulling people from around the world. But remember, these are the tips of the spear, Edward, for our warfighting effort. So that, it's just very common, I think.
Yeah. And I was like you, Edward. It's hard to find anything public other than I saw the vice president in the Oval Office saying, why are y'all making such a big deal out of this? The commander-in-chief called the people that he commands back. All right.
Let me ask you this, Troy. This was really the only thing, if I had heard it correctly, that just gave me pause for concern.
Yes.
Is that some of the top up enlisted men and generals are also going to be pulled physically from active war zones?
This is true. That's
is that normal to also do that when doing it? Because I do not know.
Yes, it is because you have deputy commanders, you have XOs, you have people that are second in charge. Here's the thing. Usually there's a rotation. They wouldn't have them all out at one time. They would rotate them. But I think what he's trying to achieve here is we're going to have a powwow. You're going to come to Jesus on this. Here's where we're at. Here's what we're preparing for. And I don't think that there's Joey, I do believe there was some degree of connectivity, Edward, to the 180-degree turn by Trump, saying, "Hey, we're preparing, so you better mind your business and take care of things." So yes, it is not quite, I would say, common, but it is not anything alarming. It's what it is. It's a signal that things are about to coalesce for the Department of War. And I'm not worried about it because commanders come and go, and they have backups. So,
I guess part of what gets me a little bit concerned, and I'll throw this and then get off so that other people can call in. But just as a layperson watching events over the past month or so, we've seen a much stronger military buildup in the Caribbean down there near Venezuela, and I understand we're going after the narco terrorists, but it is a pretty significant buildup.
It is.
The F-35s, I think they're over in I just lost my train of thought.
Puerto Rico.
We have the other day Putin coming out and telling that he was doing a cabinet address or a state address, and he said we now consider the United States and NATO to be at war with us.
Good.
So then when you then hear of all of these generals, not wanting to do it over secure communication, but bringing them all in together, it set off my spidey sense. So it's just, it's nice to hear what you're saying because you're bringing some calm to the storm because as you know, in the vacuum of information, that's when this conspiracies come out.
That's when people make up reasons, right? So let me say this real fast before you go, or you can go if you want and hear what I got to say. So Joey, at the beginning, Edward, at the beginning of World War II, we had a top-heavy command structure in our military. Well, guess what? When the bullets started flying, we found out quickly they weren't worth a hoot. And we had to go through many, many people to get to General Marshall, to get to a Patton, to get to a Doolittle, to get to these kind of people. So this is kind of a calling. I believe this is I think it's a cultural shaping, if you will, of the battle space to come. And I think that they already have in mind a couple of the commands that are probably going to be relieved. And I think they just want to put eyes on target with the group and see how they interact because this is the future. So yeah, I wouldn't be too alarmed, brother. Listen, oh, by the way, you scared of nuclear war? Well, we're at war. I don't see anything coming down. His little threats are they're full of nuance. So.
Well, I'd have to step out as far as to say that Putin's biggest concern is self-preservation, and he knows he launches a nuke at us or Europe or anything. He's toast. I mean, the whole world may be toast, but he's doing a lot of blustering. I like the 180 that Trump pulled because I think something behind the scenes, Mr. Trump has finally realized that Putin is not a worthy partner to work with on this.
If you listen to what he said, did you hear what he said? Listen, not to interrupt you, but I think it's really critical. You hit a good point there, a very good point. He seemed like he was pained by it when he talked about it. He said, apparently my relationship meant nothing to him. And he said, so all bets are off, basically. So what it is. And I think once you cross him, I think Trump's extremely easy to get along with. He may look like he's bombastic, but I think he works deals, Joey. And I think he was giving him every chance. And you know what? Putin was peeing on his leg and telling him it was raining every day. And that's the thing.
I agree with you.
Well, and
especially one of the biggest talking heads from the left is Bill Maher. And Bill went, had dinner with him. He subsequently has told other guests, look, give the man a chance. Sit down and talk with him. He's a normal human. He puts his pants on one leg after the other. He wipes his butt like anybody else does. So anyway, I've taken up too much of y'all's time, but it has been a great conversation. Really enjoying the show, Joey. And y'all will have a wonderful weekend.
Appreciate you, Edward. Thanks, Edward. No, y'all making it easy for me. I don't have to say a word
it's
there.
Friday. I want you to
No, it's nice. I like to be able to relax.
That's my job, is to give you some relief, man.
My thought is also, as Trump was leaving the White House today, he said that I think we got a deal, a ceasefire with Gaza, getting all the hostages. I think he really, because all the other geopolitical stuff, and for the longest time, even Obama talked about this, right? The pivot to Asia. We have to get out of the Middle East.
We do.
And I don't mean get our bases and stuff. I mean, our naval assets.
Our focus just need to be there.
We don't need to have to all of a sudden get everybody over there for missile defense for Israel. It needs to be settled.
And I think we are at a point where that could happen. Did you see what he said yesterday at the Oval Office with everybody there? He said the question was asked directly by, I think it was, might have been a CNN reporter. It was a fake news reporter, as he said. But she asked, will you allow Israel to take the West Bank? And he said, no.
Right.
Under no uncertain terms, no. They're not going to do that. Meanwhile, Netanyahu's probably like, I'm going to do what I'm going to do, and you'll deal with it. And
Netanyahu and let's say the right wing of the Israeli government definitely, I think, wants to just say take all of it at this point.
They definitely do.
I think that's what's fascinating about all this conversation. I saw Dennis Prager making this in defense of Charlie Kirk and Megyn Kelly, saying they're great. And Prager thought it was so necessary. He's still essentially paraplegic from the huge accident he had.
Terrible.
He's doing well, and he's speaking and he's watching stuff.
It's terrible accident.
But he said these are some of Charlie Kirk and Megyn Kelly have been great defenders of Israel, and I would just call on some of my friends to. I get where y'all coming from. Y'all need to lay off. You're you're losing people that are your friends.
Yep, you're alienating people. Yep.
So just from a practical standpoint, though, this has gotta stop. And in a second, I want to go to the Netanyahu speech at the UN, some clips from it. Because at the very beginning, I won't play the clip because it's just a bunch of sound. But as Netanyahu steps up to the lectern to speak in front of the whole General Assembly there at the United Nations, a bunch of delegations from nations all over the world just did a walkout.
They walk out. Yeah, they do that.
And a lot of the room walked out. But then some of the message that Netanyahu was laying down, it is good to be aware of it. And, of course, we have yet to even touch on the whole James Comey thing.
I know.
We will get to that. And
more kabuki theater, probably.
And whatever else we need to get into. First, we got to hit this break, though. And before that break, this part of the program brought to you by Smokehouse Pit Barbecue.
Oh, yeah.
And that's some good eating, ain't it?
Listen, you gave me enough of that barbecue sauce. I had several left over. I was using it on some of my other stuff. It was so good.
Man. Good. Yeah. Whether, folks, you're looking for that traditional, classic Southern barbecue, like big old rack of ribs or some pulled pork or maybe some pulled chicken.
That okra was good.
Real good. Some cam stew. They can do
that
sort of thing.
Robin loves that. Yeah, I didn't know that.
Their mac and cheese pretty awesome. You got to try that.
Just put some brisket on it. Now you got a masterpiece.
Yeah, and by the way, they do a entertainment on Friday and Saturday night. So stop by, get a great barbecue meal. They got a bar and get yourself an adult beverage and enjoy the live music entertainment. And some friendship with folks you invite, and it's a good time, and it's good eating. And what I love is that Chris and Celeste, who now own Smokehouse Pit Barbecue, and Chris had been a pit master there for years.
That's amazing.
They wanted to go back to the original recipe, so they had to get permission. They got that permission. So they have the original barbecue recipes back there. And I haven't even mentioned the breakfast, which I usually just go on and on about.
Or the meat and three lunch. I mean, they got it.
And they're adding on things. I think it's like an ice cream shop. There's all sorts of stuff going on there. So stop by. It's Main Street in Millbrook. Can't miss it.
It's a big one.
Main Street in Millbrook. And be sure to tell Chris, Celeste, the entire team there at Smokehouse Pit Barbecue, that Joey, Troy, those folks on the radio sent you.
He may not know whether he's coming or going, But whether you're going to work or coming home, Greg Budell is there. Mornings 6 till 9 and afternoons 3 till 6. Only on News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Do you have real estate problems? Whether you're facing foreclosure, inherited a property, or have costly repairs, we understand. At Rapid Fire Home Buyers, we're here to help. Any condition, any situation, we'll give you an honest cash offer for your home so you can move forward. Because when real estate problems cause you uncertainty, you deserve a solution you can trust. Any condition, any situation, we're here to help. Give Rapid Fire Home Buyers a call today at 334-675-1000. That's 334-675-1000.
This is David Ernest from the Health and Wealth Show. We like to cut up and have fun, maybe poke a little fun at some politicians, but we don't take ourselves too seriously. One thing we do take seriously is your personal finances and your plans for retirement. You can tell by listening, we're a little different. Yeah, we like to have a good time on the radio, but we're dead serious about your financial future and helping you achieve your goals. At Ernest Financial, we're committed to giving you the attention you need. We don't treat you like a number. You're way more important to us. At Ernest Financial, it's about helping you today and preparing you for tomorrow. People call us who are on the verge of retirement, and they know they need a plan for the future. No matter where you are in life, Ernest Financial will help guide your every step towards retirement. Give us a call and let us show you what our individual customer attention can do for your future.
Concerned about your retirement? Call David Ernest toll free at 833-596-7233. That's 833-596-SAFE.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin. $5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $200-$300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code MEGA25 to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code MEGA25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code MEGA25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
What's your biggest investment? More than likely, it's your home. So treat it that way when you hire a painting contractor. At PBS Painting, there are no gimmicks, no $99 specials. Just quality painting and someone who treats your home with the same respect that you do. At PBS Painting, we have been painting for years and look forward to many more years to come. With PBS Painting, the job gets prepped properly, whether it's cleaning, scraping, or priming. We always use quality products, which is a must for a quality paint job. So if you're looking for a painter that doesn't need upfront money and is on the job at all times, then please give me a call. Scott Bowers and PBS Painting, 294-5122. That's PBS Painting, 294-5122. Look at some of our work on Facebook at PBS Painting Montgomery.
Rich Thomas Weather, brought to you by Clark Heating, Air and Plumbing. Summer is ending, but the deals are hot at Clark Heating, Air and Plumbing. Just $29 service fee for all your AC and plumbing needs. Better call Clark today. Alabama certification number 09098.
Rich Thomas Weather.
Well, hi, everybody. That frontal system that went through is now in southeast Alabama. We'll hang on to a small rain chance, maybe isolated or widely scattered showers, perhaps today, with a high temperature up to about 83. You'll feel that nicer air by this evening and tonight. Overnight low temperature down to about 64. Plenty of sunshine over the weekend, but low humidity. Highs 86 to 88 both Saturday and Sunday. Saturday night's low down to about 63. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
CB&S Bank has a long history of stability and a legacy of serving our community's needs for generations since we began in 1906. At CB&S Bank, we're here for you. All loans subject to credit approval, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
Live local talk, the River Region's most trusted voice for news and opinion. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. I'm your host, Joey Clark. Trump out here in the studio.
Man, I'm digging that beat, man. You did really good on this one. What's this one called?
Funky Loop.
I like it.
Yeah, because this was one not thought out. This was
impromptu.
Find the beat, add the bass, add the guitar.
I like it, man.
What's the chord change I want? Yeah. Honestly, about an hour's work.
Really? Is that what it is?
Yeah.
So for all you listeners out there, Joey's a real Renaissance man, and I mean that. You write, you poetry, you do a little of everything, and then music and theater.
I almost, but I couldn't get a barbershop quartet together. I was going to write a song for Eddie's birthday. He's still running late. Eddie Bader, Mr. Bader's birthday bash. Eddie Bader's birthday. Anyway, I didn't have time to put something together.
Gonna have a good time.
I hope your day is fun and gay. Birthdays. He just said he's still caught up. Like he's coming. He'll be here.
He's busy.
He'll be here before too long. Now, speaking at the United Nations, that dump. How much did you love Trump saying? Now I remember I offered to redo this place for $550 million. Could have got you marble floors. Could have got you this, and you come back now.
$4 billion later, and it's still a crap hole. He says.
Yeah, and he's right.
He goes, you would have marble. You'd have marble, but now you got terrazine here. Look at that terrazine. We don't walk on that. We're leaders of the world. I love it, man.
But here is Bibi Netanyahu as he walked up, a huge walkout by most of the nations of the world. To give a little more context, the Europeans in particular have been saying we're about to recognize a Palestinian state. I don't think that's necessarily helpful. I maybe get why they're doing it because of the signals from the Israeli government of we're going to annex everything, including West Bank. So it's sort of people responding in kind as the pressure is put on. And so here, Netanyahu addresses that idea as major nations, developed nations, the UK, France, Germany, are looking to recognize a Palestinian state.
You know what message the leaders who recognize a Palestinian state this week sent to the Palestinians? It's a very clear message.
Right.
Murdering Jews pays off. Well, I have a message for these leaders. When the most savage terrorists on earth are effusively praising your decision, you didn't do something right. You did something wrong, horribly wrong. Your disgraceful decision will encourage terrorism against Jews and against innocent people everywhere. It will be a mark of shame on all of you. But wait a minute, Mr. Prime Minister, they tell me. Wait a minute. We believe in a two-state solution where the Jewish state of Israel will live side by side in peace with the Palestinian state. There's only one problem with that. The Palestinians, they don't believe in this solution. They never have. They don't want a state next to Israel.
They want all of it.
They want a Palestinian state instead of Israel. And that's why every time they were offered a Palestinian state, but were required to end the conflict with Israel and recognize the Jewish state, every time, over the decades, they turned it down. And that is why every time they were given territory, they used it to attack us. In fact, they effectively had a Palestinian state in Gaza. So what did they do with that state? Peace? Coexistence? No. They attacked us time and time again.
It's hard to argue. It's hard to argue.
Well, and what's always interesting with these debates that you can find online, it's like, and it's like any sort of historical argument, like where do you start the clock?
Right.
And my point of view is before 48, before they declare independence, like you go to the true, like
Lord Balfour's
the early,
Declaration,
and,
1917.
Yeah, and even earlier than that, like the early settlement of the Zionist going in.
Yep.
Of course, it speeds up after the war.
Sure it does.
But early on, it is let's just say, like most founding estates, is a pretty rough and tumble founding. And I would say there's a lot of back and forth and reprisals and these sorts of things to where it kind of gets lost on the question of who started it first. It's kind of like, okay. Like you try to reduce it down, be like, well, y'all showed up in the first.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but
okay.
you were nomadic. You really weren't here permanently.
So my general point of view is as soon as they declare themselves a state in 48, they're immediately attacked.
Absolutely.
They win.
Yes, they win.
Right. And there are tragedies of this. There are wise men in the, say, Israeli Defense Forces after that who said, we got to settle this now,
Agreed.
or
We'll
we're
get
going
to
to become a permanent security state.
What we have done, Joey, and not to interrupt you, but this is, I don't want to lose this thought. I've said this before. What he says is true. I'll tell you why. We have caused them to fight restricted. They cannot finish the job because there'll be pressure coming down from Washington on it. Let them decide the balance of power and it'll be over. Joey, to me, how can I say this? The British started this terrible mess, not just there, but across the Middle East. Okay.
As
So
the Ottoman Empire falls
That's
after
right.
the war.
And the French and the British started divvying up stuff.
Yeah.
These were nomadic, usually Bedouin kind of peoples. And the idea of a national boundary just didn't appeal. Now, here's the thing. I read a book called The Brave Eagles, and it was about the founding of the Israeli Air Force in 1946, how all these American pilots volunteered to fly for the Israelis. They were flying Messerschmitt. They were flying like surplus BF-109, Focke-Wulfs 190s. I mean, they were flying a hodgepodge, but the way that the fervor was, and it was just a fascinating story about the birth of a nation. So,
yeah, and here's my general take, a practical one. It looks to me like Israel won a bunch of wars.
Yep.
And to the winner goes the spoils.
Always.
That said, I'll put it this way. When you hear people talk about a two-state solution, especially people involved with the UN, I think there is a large set of the peacenik, very liberal, bleeding heart type. And they mean it. And they really would love, why can't we live in peace and harmony? I think when you look at, say, the people actually driving the car on both sides, they're
not interested in a two-state solution.
Well, and then you get into stuff like, when it was offered, the response will be like, well, you wouldn't give us full control of our airspace and stuff. And the Israelis have made clear for a very long time, you can completely govern yourselves, but no, we're not going to let you have an air force when you're right next door.
Well, you're actually contained inside our country.
It'd almost be like Puerto Rico secedes and says we want our own airspace.
Yeah.
I don't think the United States military is going to go, yeah, sure.
Yeah, that sounds great. Yeah.
It just doesn't work that way.
If Biden were in power, he'd go, here, keep some F-35s that are down here. You can have those, or some helicopters.
Yeah. And so, when you look at this back and forth, at a certain point, for the United States interest, at this point, I would like it to stop because we have other priorities.
I can't agree with you more. And you hit it early on. You were very wise when you said, look, we need to pivot. And we are to a degree, but we have so many resources tied up over in the Middle East, particularly in carrier groups and all that. So
anyway, 272-9228 for this last break of the hour. And hopefully we'll get Austin Branco on the phone here in a second. This part of the program brought to you by River Region Contracting. And they're at River Region Contracting. Todd Clark and his great team ready to help you out with your roof. And it could be you're just looking for peace of mind when it comes to your roof. You could be heading out and inspecting in a second. You don't know you haven't noticed any issues, but you don't know.
I was walking back from shooting yesterday and I was looking at our new roof that we had about 4 years ago. And I'm like, I thought I saw one of the shingles. I was like, is it? Okay, no, that's a leak.
Well, you're probably due. At least get River Region Contracting.
I need to have them come out. You know what? I need to, if I make dog food, I need to eat it. I'm going to have them come out and inspect our roof and make sure it's good.
And here's the great news. If they say they come out and inspect, they go, you're good, you're golden.
Yeah.
You don't owe them anything.
No, that's right.
They always have free inspections.
It's amazing.
Say they do find an issue, they'll write up an estimate without charging you.
Yep.
And it's always accurate. They show up on time. They do the job well, and they will sit with you. I mean, each customer is unique. Each person with his property is unique. But there's some folks that really want to know exactly why does it cost this much? What exactly is the problem? How exactly are you solving it? They will sit down and talk to you, help you understand exactly what they're doing to your heart's desire.
Professionals.
And they're insurance specialists, so they can walk you through that claims process, make it a swift and easy experience.
That's important.
There's a reason so many folks have learned they're the premier roofing contractor here in the River Region. That's River Region Contracting. Call them today at 356-8635. That's 356-8635. And be sure to tell Todd Clark and that great team that Joey and Troy, those fellas on the radio, sent you.
Want to carry News Talk in your pocket? Download the News Talk 93.1 app from the App Store. Available on iPhone and Android. Never miss a moment. Download now.
For too long, Alabama's statewide news companies have shamed us for our conservative Christian values. Alabama deserves a news company that cherishes our culture, a company that isn't bought and paid for by the powers that be. 1819 News is that company. Run by Alabamians for Alabamians, 1819 News celebrates what is good and beautiful about our state while exposing those who work against our values in secret. Just go to 1819news.com to learn more. Subscribe to our newsletter. That's 1819news.com.
Welcome to Eclectic Coins, Montgomery's largest coin dealer, specializing in buying and selling investment-grade gold and silver coins. And they have a large selection of rare coins and coins from around the world. Visit them at 543 Northeastern Boulevard or on the web at eclecticcoins.com. Eclectic Coins, where collectors who know go.
Hey there, I'm Kim Williams with Alabama Home Mortgage. Our partnership with Blue Water Broadcasting has reached thousands of listeners in the river region. People listen, people call. Now there's mortgage savings for us all.
Our advertisers are our biggest advocates. Call us to find out how radio can increase your bottom line. Blue Water Broadcasting. Local folks helping local business.
Wet feet, melting popsicles, puppy prints. Summer is hard on floors, but Pergo Vinyl by Mohawk is kid-proof, pet-proof, and life-proof. And right now during the Pergo event at Prattville Carpet, you can get luxury vinyl, worry-free floors, plus up to $1,000 in rebates on qualifying Pergo products. So gorgeous new floors up to $1,000 back. And did I mention 12 months no interest? Get the details and shop Mohawk's Pergo event now at PrattvilleCarpet.com.
Prattville Carpet, we're more than just carpet.
The River Region's News Talk Station. News Talk 93.1. WACV. News Talk 93.1.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back, folks. Let's go right to the phones and talk to Austin Baranko with Invista Advisors. Hey, Austin, how you doing today?
Yeah, having a great Friday, Joey. Looking forward to some good football this weekend, too.
Likewise. Well, I'm smarting a little bit from Auburn's performance last week. Just to be
that
honest.
was intense, and I don't know if that game was refereed as good as it could have been. I'm a Bama graduate, as you know, so I don't really care for Auburn much, but I do think there was a few severely missed calls in that game. As someone who really has no dog in the fight, I feel bad for you guys.
Well, and y'all got what, Georgia this week?
Yeah, that's not going to be fun, but hopefully we can do something. We'll see.
Now, I got to ask you about this revised up GDP number for the second quarter.
Yeah, I'm not sure the cause of that. I wish I had a little bit more time to dive into it today before our call, but I haven't. But if you give me till Monday, I'll take a look at the reasons for that. A few of the basics I have been kind of hearing from other people in the industry, though, about, a brief pullback over the last 2 days. We got the rate cut last week. Markets are happy for a couple days, but now it's appearing that, we're going to kind of go into hunker down mode and maybe not get additional rate cuts through year end, which some people are already pricing in. So we've had kind of a little bit of a brief pullback over the last 2 days. And that's kind of what we're watching at the moment, but I haven't seen the revised GDP numbers. I do want to take a look at those, and maybe by Monday we can dive in a little bit on why those have been revised and what's causing that movement.
Awesome. Well, how about just tell folks about Invista Advisors and what y'all can do for folks?
Yeah, we are a registered investment advisory. We handle everything in the world of finance, but we really specialize in planning. I get on here and talk about economics a lot and markets, but really, I'd say our biggest attribute for clients is helping them plan. You come to us as a person with needs, hey, cash flow, paying the bills, or putting someone through college, or taking care of an aging parent, or settling in a state of a parent or family member who's passed away, purchasing a house or a business, anything in the realm of finance that you need help making a plan for. Come see us. We have a great staff. We've got accountants on staff, planners on staff, and of course, economists and money managers as well. But really just the whole gamut of financial service offerings is what we provide.
And folks can just get in touch at 387-0094.
That's us.
Hey, Austin, this is Troy.
Yes.
Hey,
what's up, Troy?
Hey, I got an interesting story for you. So I'm sitting on the porch last night at our social hour down on the river at Colonel Holland's house, and he's talking about your father is his advisor. And he's telling me, you want to meet Ira Stutzman for fly fishing? And I said, Austin's a fly fisherman, huh? And he said, yeah, he's a fly fisherman.
You know, I just got Ira's number texted to me. And for the listeners that don't know, he makes fantastic,
unbelievable,
high-end fly rods,
unbelievable,
handmade. And so I would love to acquire one day. They're not the cheapest, but I have been introduced to Ira and can't wait to try to coax one of those rods out of him at a steep discount if I can.
He comes out, a couple of times a year. He goes to several events where he sells these things, Joey. They're unbelievably made, but he'll customize one for you. It'll be worth it. Right. So,
yeah, and I'm in the market for a 12 weight. I've got 8, 9, and 10, but in February I am going to pursue some larger fish, and I would love a large, quality handmade 12 weight. So it's funny, small world running into people. We were just having that discussion with Chuck last week, and it's funny that you guys run in the same circle. I love that.
Well, he speaks highly of your father and of you for all the deals you've done for them over the years. So, good stuff.
Yeah, I appreciate it, Troy.
You're welcome.
Well, appreciate you, Austin. Hope you have a great weekend.
Thanks. You guys too. Talk to you later.
All right, bye. Let's go to Jerry. Hey, Jerry, how you doing?
Hey, how you doing, Joy?
All right.
Listen, this Israeli thing, this is their own fault, the Israelis. I don't know if you remember Yasser Arafat. He always had a picnic table cloth on his head.
Oh, yeah.
And he was a true son of a gun. I mean, he was just lowlight. And they were, I forget where they were, but they loaded them up on some old cruise ship. All the leaders and all the troublemakers shoved them out there in the Gulf and said goodbye. And they were starving to death. They ran out of fuel. There was no water, no nothing. And the Israelis, I think there was a woman, Golden in my ear, I believe it was.
Yeah.
So that's no way to treat a human being. Come over here to Israel. We'll take care of you. And it's gotten worse every minute since. This is their own fault. They made the executive decision to, we'll be kind to these people. And they're still paying for it. And they've yet to learn their lesson.
Well, and it's why I think the Israeli public is so still behind the war.
It is.
While the world maybe turns.
And also, that's a good point that you made there, brother. And one thing I'd like to say, too, is that they've allowed now the vestige of command and control from their dependency on American weapons to kind of dictate their war effort. And if you're going to do it and do it badly and with butt-kicking violence and destroy the objective, and then peace can become about, because right now there's no chance for a two-state solution there.
No, it's just like knowing there's a rattlesnake out there in your yard, and you go out there and walk around barefooted.
Yeah,
you're
what do you
just
think?
asking for it.
You ain't kidding, bro.
Oh, and one of the cruelest ironies of October 7th is a lot of these kibbutz are like, these are like little hippie communes. Like these are the folks who were traveling into Gaza trying to help. Taking people to hospital, they were the ones who ended up massacred.
That's amazing.
And it's just
exactly
crazy.
There's no
That's
honor.
how much that's how they, it's the thing, give somebody a hand up.
Yep.
These people, you give them a hand up, they cut your hand off the arm before you let go of them.
You know what's funny too is no one else in the Arab world. Think about this. You're going to shove him in a small parcel, Joey, of a strip of land there when you've got hundreds of thousands of miles of open land in Yemen, and they speak their language and they have a shared culture. Get them out of there. Get them out of there.
Well, they don't. The Arab countries don't want them either. When they
That's what I'm saying.
You're
right.
Nobody would let them forward.
Well,
Saudi Arabia, Libya, all them countries said no. You get any closer, we'll blow you out of the water.
You're right.
Well, something's got to give here, because another just temporary peace is just gonna. Well, it'll just make it worse. We'll just see more of this. But I appreciate it, Jerry.
Thanks,
appreciate
buddy.
the call, man.
Good call.
Yeah, that's the thing. The Israeli government's made choices over the years. The Palestinian leaders have made choices over the years, and never been able to figure this thing out.
What's funny is there's a perception that it's all conservative over there. It's not. There's a lot of liberals over there, and they fight that fight too. Like we do.
Netanyahu was about to be thrown in prison.
Yeah, I know. They got him for
he was not very popular right before all this happened.
Now he's good.
Anyway, we got to hit the top hour break. We'll be right back.
Broadcasting from the Riverside Chevrolet Master Control Center, this is WACV Cusada, News Talk 93.1 FM. When it's Chevy, it's Riverside.
With SRN News, I'm John Scott. This morning, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu addressed the United Nations General Assembly. He rebuked European countries like France and Great Britain for officially recognizing a so-called Palestinian State in the Middle East. A lack of resources and an outdated emergency alert process led to delays in warning residents about the need to evacuate as flames began consuming neighborhoods during the deadly Los Angeles wildfires back in January. That's according to an outside report commissioned by the Los Angeles County Supervisors. Hurricane Humberto has formed in the Atlantic, but is not threatening land. In the Pacific, Hurricane Narda is churning as a Category 1, but could regain strength to Category 2 strength. The Dow is ahead 365 points now. This is SRN News.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Hi, I'm Chuck McDowell, the timeshare cancellation guy. In 2011, I founded Wesley Financial Group with one goal in mind, to help honest folks out of their timeshares permanently. Today, I run Wesley with my two sons, a real family business, treating every client and every employee like we'd want our own family treated. That philosophy has helped us grow into the largest, most trusted timeshare cancellation company in the United States. Fortune magazine even recognized us as one of the best places to work. Why? Because we genuinely care. In fact, some of our former clients were so moved by their experience working with us, they joined our team so they could help others to timeshare freedom. If you're stuck in a timeshare, give us a call. Let our family help your family.
Call Wesley now for your free timeshare exit kit. 800-226-5454. That's 800-226-5454. 800-226-5454.
Rich Thomas weather brought to you by Wiley Sanders Truck Lines. Truckers, if you are looking for green grass, contact Wiley Sanders Truck Lines. In business since 1959 and still growing. Call today, 855-777-9785.
Rich Thomas weather.
Well, hi, everybody. That frontal system that went through is now in southeast Alabama. We'll hang on to a small rain chance, maybe isolated or widely scattered showers, perhaps today, with a high temperature up to about 83. You'll feel that nicer air by this evening and tonight. Overnight low temperature down to about 64. Plenty of sunshine over the weekend, but low humidity. Highs 86 to 88 both Saturday and Sunday. Saturday night's low down to about 63. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
From the Blue Water Broadcasting News Center, these are today's top stories. A Montgomery security guard is behind bars after cutting a man's throat early Thursday morning. Police responded to the Circle K on Lower Wetumpka Road just after midnight, where the victim, Jerry Wright, was suffering from a deep laceration to his neck. The Circle K security guard, 51-year-old Vernon McQueen, was arrested and charged with first-degree assault. Wright remains in critical but stable condition. Troy University's Sound of the South marching band has been invited to participate in London's 2027 New Year's Day parade. Troy is just one of 2 university bands selected from the United States to take part in the event. The Troy Band will perform before more than 500,000 spectators and a global audience of up to 350 million viewers. Our Montgomery Biscuits were defeated by Birmingham in the deciding game of the Southern League Championship Series. After being halted by rain Wednesday night, Game 3 was finally completed Thursday afternoon as the Barons took the win 6-3. For the second straight season, the Biscuits finished second. Just wait till next year. From the Blue Water Broadcasting News Center, I'm Sky Mosley.
This hour of news and views is brought to you by our good friends at Alabama Home Mortgage. Alabama Home Mortgage, 567-4223. Visit them on the web at myalabamahomemortgage.com. NMLS number 1586368. An equal housing lender.
Hi, this is Bo Goodson with the Goodson Group with your Real Estate Minute. So far this year, over 2,600 homes have sold and closed in the River region. 55% of these homes sold in 60 days or less, and sellers are receiving close to 98% of listed price. Over the last year, average prices in the River region have increased over 10% from last year. We do have more inventory now to show buyers before they purchase. There are homes in all price ranges available for buyers interested in moving. As a seller, it's a great time to sell through a realtor and gain access to many buyers, not just one or two. If you are a buyer, having more homes to pick from give you better choices before you buy. Our market is now more balanced between a buyer and seller market than we've seen since 2019. Get the facts, see the inventory, get a great local lender to help you, and an agent that's going to look after your interests. For all the facts, call Bo Goodson from the Goodson Group, 221-2883 or 551-0225.
You're great at protecting your data, but lots of places could still expose you to identity theft. If that happens, LifeLock gives you the U.S.-based restoration agent who will stick by your side from start to finish. Phone calls, filing documentation, preparing insurance claims. Your agent handles it all. In fact, they're so confident restoration is guaranteed or your money back. It's nice to have an expert like that on your side. Save up to 40% off your first year with promo code Beck at LifeLock.com. That's LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
The views and opinions of the following program are solely those of the host and other contributors. These do not necessarily represent those of Liberty Acquisitions 825, Blue Water Broadcasting, its management, staff, or any advertisers. It's time for Montgomery's conversational radio show. It's news and views on News Talk 93.1 FM. To join the conversation, call 272-9228.
This is a Trump country. We live in the southeast. We drink sweet tea. We don't drink socialist Kool-Aid.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. I'm your host, Joey Clark. Troy Carrico here in the studio with me.
Hold on. This is good. What's this one called?
Project Saturday. It's not a clear day. Yeah.
But it was written on Wednesday.
Yeah. It was written in May.
In May. Okay, there you go. That's good. All right.
Actually have a whole song in mind for that. I just haven't done it yet.
Yeah.
Hadn't finished it.
You got a lot going on.
So I was telling you off air, honestly, I just wanted to stay home today and just keep reading the good book. I'm not joking, and I'm not trying to tout myself. I'm saying that was my urge. It's like, yeah, James Comey. Yeah, FBI agents on January 6th. Yeah, this big meeting. Yeah. I'd like to keep reading the Gospel of Matthew here in a detailed way. But, I can get back to that when I get out of here in a little while.
That's nice.
But today is my grandfather's 89th birthday.
Happy birthday. I was surprised when you told me that. That's great. What did you do for him?
We went to dinner Wednesday night.
Really?
Yeah, and we'll figure out something else to do.
Yeah.
As the weekend goes on, but honestly, it's been great making memories with him, living with him over the past few years, and been one of the better decisions I've made in the last few years.
I think it's very admirable. I think that he is worthy of it, and I think you're learning as much from him as he's learning from you. Probably you're learning more from him because he knows more than you do. And Colonel Holland really we would like to get together with them, and those two would have some stories, and I think they would be just nice to let him talk for a while. So.
Yeah, and his phone was blowing up with texts this morning, and some just the regular happy birthday, some longer essays from great folks in the family.
Incredible.
Happy birthday,
happy
Pa.
birthday, Pa.
That's how I call him, Pa. But if y'all know Ronald Joseph Skinecki,
I like that name.
Just wish him a happy birthday. Love you, man.
Thank
and then
you, sir.
It's birthdays galore. It's this week always catches me off guard. We got Eddie's birthday this weekend. Greg Budell.
Yeah. Man.
Yeah.
When is your birthday, Joey?
And also
when is your
December 1st?
Okay. All right. That's what Robbins is. You're a Sagittarius. That's right. The most philosophical of those. So.
Yeah. And I don't know. I've learned not to.
I know. I'm joking when I say
I don't try to brag about my birthday.
Why is that?
Yeah, I don't know. There's a certain age.
Oh.
Like a man shouldn't brag about. Today's my birthday and y'all do stuff for me.
You don't want dollar bills pinned on you or anything like that?
No, I don't think so. I'm thinking 35 is a good age where it's like,
let it go.
Maybe as you get over the hill and if other people want to celebrate you, that's fine.
That's a whole different matter.
That's very different. But if I don't know.
Don't make it about you.
About me, like I don't feel like
No,
I kind of want to do nothing on my birthday.
I think you're that way most of the time, though.
Mm-hmm.
That's part of the problem.
So anyway, we're still waiting on the big birthday boy Eddie Bader. To get
Yeah,
here.
well, he must be always be. Is he closing right now?
Yeah, I think he is.
Yeah.
Always be closing.
Right.
Always be closing.
Fair enough. So before he gets here and before Pamela gets here, can we do something on the moon and NASA?
Oh man, listen. And speaking of which, yes, let's do that because I got some off air. I'll tell you some things about NASA.
Well, the current acting.
Yes, he's a transportation secretary.
Yeah, Sean Duffy.
Yeah,
but he's the current acting director of NASA.
Yes,
and he put this out about the Artemis mission.
Yes,
that's coming up, and they're starting to promote it. I like it.
And since the 70s, we're not gonna land this time. We're gonna go out around.
Going back to the moon.
Wait a minute. Don't get me started.
Yeah, so listen, this is exciting. This is the first time we're going back to the moon, and since the 70s, we're not gonna land this time. We're gonna go out around the moon and come back. And by the way, our 4-person crew is amazing. Hopefully, I'll have them on the show one time. And so, what we learned on Artemis 2 is going to bring us to Artemis 3, where we're going to land back on the moon. And again, space exploration is exciting. People love it. And this time, when we go back to the moon, we're going to stay. We're going to set up a base. What we learn from that is going to bring us that knowledge, I think, to Mars as well. So again, what we've done at NASA is that there's a lot of science, a lot of important science, but the science we're going to do is the science for human space exploration. We are going back to the moon. The Chinese want to get there too. They want to get there too, Stuart, as well. They want to go to the South Pole. There's ice there. Ice is water. Ice is CO2. That means life. And so they're trying to get there before us. We're going to win this second space race. America, NASA, our astronauts, our engineers, best in the world. So incredibly cool time. And by the way, everyone is going into space. What we did on the space station has developed a multi-billion-dollar business. Blue Origin and SpaceX and others. You can get a satellite into orbit for less than $1 million right now. 10 years ago, you couldn't do that, Stuart. So what happens on the moon, I can't project, but it's going to be amazing.
Yeah, and that is cool.
It
Actually,
is.
people don't see it coming, but like any sort of initial market that then gets developed is initially does cost ridiculous.
It does.
But as you see this, especially what SpaceX has been able to pull off, and I think that will only get better, and the cost per like sending something up will only get cheaper over time. But this won't just be a rich man's game.
No,
a lot of people go, "Oh, it's just the no." I'm telling you,
It's
that
driving down. You're right.
there's stuff that's probably coming if the space race continues that people just don't expect.
But one of the things that I found very interesting was when my friend passed away, the Marine John. I went to the funeral director, and they had a option for $10,000 to be blasted into space on a satellite that it carries like 20 pods of these urns.
Okay.
And then I asked them, I said, how can I be certain that really happened? And they're like, well, you'll see the launch and all that stuff. But
I don't need an urn. Can you just put me in a tin can?
Here's a baggie. Put me in a baggie. It'll explode in space.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But no, privatization has really driven things down.
Yeah, and I want to be excited about it. I am excited about all the space stuff, but then we live in this day and age where people don't believe squat.
Listen, man, I got to tell you,
and it's not just this; it's everything. It's every issue, even the Charlie Kirk assassination. Now nobody believes any of the official story. It's like, well, okay, fine.
Colonel Holland's out there listening, and I know I'm going to talk about his niece. She's the doctor that Robin thinks I should hook you up with out of Nashville. She's your age. She's very beautiful and she's very smart, but she sends me things, Joey. And I'm like, where are you getting this from? One was fake hands in the Charlie Kirk casket. I don't know if you saw that stuff. I'm like, where are you guys coming up with this?
Yeah, man. But I think that's just the nature of our media now.
I think it's the data overload and people just get into the holes.
Let's go to line one. You're on the air. Who's this?
Hey, this is Edward again. Just had another quick question on what y'all were just talking about. With the moon, specifically with the moon. Wasn't there a treaty signed back in the 60s that prohibited the weaponization and having bases on the moon?
Actually, it was for the weaponization piece for satellites because the Russians were working on, offensive gear. I don't know about.
Okay.
I don't know. Edward, I do not know about the habitation, but I do know that you cannot claim it as a sovereign piece of your land. That much I know.
Gotcha.
And then we have
Okay.
I have a very good friend that's going to be very connected with NASA. And if you have any questions like that, I can always verify.
Yeah, it's the Outer Space Treaty is 67.
right.
It was drawing heavily from the Antarctic
Right.
Treaty of 61. So I think officially these bases, whether Chinese or American, will be for research purposes, excuse me. And but this whole idea that space isn't being weaponized, I mean, come on, give me a break. I think people with the capabilities are doing it.
Right. Well, thank you guys. Thank you.
Thank you, buddy.
Helped ease my mind once again. So,
Thanks, Ivor. Let's go to line 2. You're on there. Who's this?
Hey, this is Urbanite. If I'm not mistaken, Jimmy Carter and the UN had some treaty that was never ratified, and it set the tone for nobody going back.
I'm not familiar with that.
On that same note, I think we need to discuss how many people can live on the moon. We need to have that all ironed out before it gets to that point. Because at some point, the mass of the moon will change if we put millions of people and things up there. And when the mass of the moon changes, it will change the way it performs in the atmosphere.
I mean, I would have to see the calculations of how much mass.
It might capsize.
No, it's not. No, it ain't gonna be that. No, I'm not that guy from
You were getting close. Well, you're getting close.
I do know that at some point there will be a tilting point.
Well,
If
that's a
you get
good
millions
question.
of people and millions of objects on the moon, it will affect the moon's rotation.
It's a good question. That's a very good question.
And called gravity. Mass, gravity, E equals mg.
Sure. Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Well, you know what? I'm going to ask that of my contact with NASA. So when I'm back next week, I will give you an answer on that.
Yeah, how many people can? I think on Star Trek there was 50 million people living on the moon.
All right.
I think that number is a good
That
number.
might be too many. That might be one too many. Yeah.
Appreciate it, Urbanite.
Thanks, bro.
All right, take care.
Yeah, I think before, only a few people could live on the moon at the moment.
Yeah.
And not very long. And then, of course, there's thousands out there listening to me right now going, well, they didn't even go. They didn't even survive that. So it's like, we haven't even gotten to the point of setting up the base. That'll probably house, a few people?
I would imagine it would be like an Arctic, one of the Arctic stations, probably enough for 10 to 12 people to have it. And here's what I know for a fact, speaking to that person that who I'm talking about, that's going to be very high up in NASA. They're putting microreactors up there, nuclear reactors that will provide power perpetually for a period of time. So,
and did you see the congressman, different topic we've been kicking around before, Tim Burchett of Tennessee was saying, pretty forthrightly, it was some walk and talk random guy goes up to him on the street, but it wasn't like a gotcha. So he's talking to him pretty frankly. He goes, yeah, I think we really do need, I think a lot of these things we're seeing in the sky are coming from the ocean. In particular, some of the deepest parts of the oceans where the Navy has encountered these unidentified objects. And we know more about the surface of the moon than we do a lot of our deep oceans. So maybe we should be looking there. And I think Tim Burchett's onto something there.
I can't agree with you more. And remember when Lou was on, he just said, hey, listen, it's a vast expanse down there. And the problem you have is we know that these are trans-medium aerial objects between water, atmosphere, and space. So that's a pretty serious thing.
And then also kind of in that same camp, I keep seeing Anna Paulina Luna say stuff. Now she's an angel. I give her that.
I know you. I think you find her very attractive.
Yes, that's why. Not just that. She's an angel, Troy.
Is she an angel? An earth angel.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Not a literal.
Okay. An earth angel. Not a celestial. Not a celestial.
No,
well, we're talking about UFOs, celestials. I'm thinking.
Right, but she came out and said that we've found stuff in our JFK investigation that shows a photo of Oswald right near the limousine right after Kennedy shot. So it couldn't have been him who pulled the trigger. I'm like, what are you telling me, Anna?
She's one of them, Joey. You meet her, everything's going great. Then she says, what do you think about the moon? You're like,
yeah. Well, and it's like, God loves some of these people in Congress that are looking into this stuff, but half the time when they come out squawking about, here's what we looked at in the skiff, it's like,
shut up.
This is a stoner in his dorm room can come up with this.
Probably did.
And like maybe you're getting better information than like the stoner's getting,
That's
but
right.
you're not allowed to share it. So what's the difference? Like seriously, man.
Well, it's listen.
What if Oswald was like buy the limousine, man? Like
What if he did a drop of brown blotter and then he transferred, and then next thing you know, he's like, bam, like Nightcrawler. He can teleport.
And it just makes me get stuff like that. Sort of the selective. Oh, we saw this. Selective. We saw this.
Nice.
It comes across as more spectacle and
Sure.
distracting people than actually. If you're doing a true investigation, you should shut up and then come out with what you actually find.
The problem is you've got influencers out there, right, in the media. So you know what I'm talking about, the frogs are gay crap and all this stuff. And it's like, listen, they do stuff for clicks and for notoriety. And what it does, though, is it takes a bunch of mindless, I don't know, people that are disengaged from what reality is, and then they follow them. And it's just bizarre.
No, but it's the problem is everything's fake. Like the Tylenol thing. Like nobody believes anything.
Fake. Yeah.
Like whether one thing for people, I can understand why folks say we never went to the moon. That's crazy. That's impossible. And like, oh yeah, and we hadn't been back. Like I can see why people think that. But then when it's like,
it would be
don't take Tylenol during pregnancy, you've now got women. There's been an uptick in liberal women in hospitals because they've been taking too much Tylenol just to spite Trump. What is wrong with y'all?
That's good. That's social thinning. That's what we want.
Don't take a bath with a toaster plugged in. Don't do it, ladies. Don't take a bath. You're going to shock yourself. You're going to kill yourself. You're going to electrify yourself to death. Don't do it. Gosh, nobody believes anything.
So real fast, I just come to mind talking about vaccines, talking about Tylenol. Shane, our good friend, the electrician that calls him, I never. His wife is a nurse for a doctor here, and apparently to get the new booster, you need to have a doctor's prescription per the Department of Public Health, because they want to trace the doctors that are pushing these things out in case there's any negative side effects. So it's a big deal.
But serious on that, on medicine, and like, where does autism come from?
Yeah.
Like, why are we seeing such an uptick in the autism in the last few generations? Like, what's that going
Vaccines,
on?
Man.
Well, add to this. I hadn't played this gentleman in a hot second. Peter St. On.
Oh, yes, I know who it is.
Up to 90% of published academic studies are false. They cannot be replicated. Let's listen to Peter on this.
Nearly every academic study is garbage, a waste, sometimes a fraud of taxpayer money that yields a tsunami of misinformation that kills thousands of Americans. The NIH wants to fix it. Recently, NIH Director Jay Bhattacharya announced a new journal he hopes will transform our corrupt and increasingly dangerous scientific establishment. The core of the problem is something called the replication crisis, where it turns out the majority of even top studies cannot, in fact, be replicated. In science, if you cannot replicate a result, it is not real. There's a problem given millions of Americans take drugs or get life-changing medical treatments with potentially harmful side effects based on these fake studies. To give a flavor, several years ago, German pharmaceutical giant Bayer was looking to develop cancer drugs. But before they started, they redid major oncology studies to make sure the data was sound.
Okay.
Out of the 67 top studies they tried to replicate, just 14, 21%, could be reproduced. This is one of the biggest pharma companies in the entire world. A similar effort by pharmaceutical giant Amgen found just 11% of studies could be replicated. Note, this is studies dealing with cells. We can only imagine studies dealing with people, who are, of course, much more complex than cells. So what percent of psychology, sociology, gender swapping, even economics is false? Perhaps 90%. It could be 99%. So why is it so bad? Some of it is literally fake numbers or statistical manipulation, cherry picking or so-called p-hacking. A lot of it is so-called publication bias, where papers that don't find the correct answer are discarded, as in your pharma grants, government grants, or left-wing peers don't like them, while any findings that do attract funding or professional clout get blasted out, even if they are statistical mirages. Now, given government grants make up most academic funding, $109 billion last year, this is a big reason why academia is so comically left. As Nobel economist James Buchanan famously put it, professors are, quote, camp-following whores who will say whatever you pay them to say. So to fix this, the NIH is proposing to fund independent studies that simply retest key findings. What Bayer and Amgen did.
What's wrong with that?
It should be very fun when they run foundational left-wing studies through the meat grinder, from mutilating children to global warming to the minimum wage or inflation and central banking. Grab the popcorn. So what's next, brought to you by I Trust Capital. In the near term, the main takeaway from the replication crisis is any study that feels off probably is fake. As in, you should assume any study is false, at least until science cleans itself up, meaning not just replication, but embracing skeptics instead of silencing them. The larger issue is government has all but destroyed the core value of science, which is the search for truth.
Ridiculous.
The motto of Harvard University, for example, is Lux et Veritas, light and truth, not a joke. Modern academia instead has devolved into pay for play, funded by pharma companies and a permanent left-wing bureaucracy embezzling taxpayer money to turn truth and light into propaganda. The essence of science, the skepticism and independence, is the defining characteristic, what makes science among humanity's greatest inventions. Instead, our scientific establishment has been corrupted into parody. Replication starts to drain the swamp.
Peter St. Onge, folks, he's always throwing down good stuff.
You know, does it bother you as much as it bothers me when I think, and I've got many friends that are doctors, Dr. Ryan and Dr. Rodriguez, and they just completely caved in on science when it came to the mask wearing stuff and microns and stuff. And you look at it and you're thinking, you're a man or a woman of science. You're trained in science. You know that micron can penetrate that mask, yet you're making us wear the mask. Oh, it's for phlegm control. It's for this control. I'm just thinking, don't give me any science. Hell, science, they can't even decide what a woman is or a man is.
Sure. Well, I'll put it this way. The key phrase you said, they're a man or a woman. I don't care if they're supposed to be of science
one or the other.
They're supposed to be a man or woman of the cloth. They're supposed to be a religious leader.
Troubling.
They're still men and women. And as I've been saying for the last few days, they're much better than they think they are, and they're much worse than they think we are, like we all are.
Yeah.
That's the paradox, I think, deep down. And I think I was no hero at that time period. And so I'd imagine there are, I wasn't like pushing stuff either, but it was kind of in that, like, I just wanted to go away.
Okay, sure.
And I'd imagine there were doctors who were just like, well, what does it benefit me to rock the boat, even if I think this is a little silly?
They're under threat of duress from the hospitals and the practices they had. And I think also when you add this factor in, a good doctor who is a top surgeon in town told me, he said that the veracity of the COVID test that has been used for the last 3 years, its accuracy is about 20%. So that's worse than throwing up a quarter and seeing which side it is. So.
Well, and then on the Tylenol thing, you get all these folks. And by the way, I was listening to him during COVID. I wish I'd just doubled down on what he said, because Dr. Drew, I remember Dr. Drew early on, like I'm talking first few months, he's like, okay, like y'all need to be careful about this stuff. But he was one of the first kind of TV people, media people, who is a real doctor, who started saying, this doesn't add up. And he did not. He was not cowed. He did not back down.
He did not. Yeah.
So, it's interesting to see, especially with a platform, who actually gets out there. And how many more folks would have been out there if YouTube and all these other places hadn't
been
censoring these folks?
That's crazy.
So I think it would have been much more.
I agree.
But here we go. This is, this is what Dr. Drew has to say about the Tylenol issue.
Why would you take it? There's almost zero benefit, and there's a non-zero chance of it being problematic. It's an analgesic, it's an antipyretic. If the fevers are very high, then by all means, your doctor is going to recommend you take Tylenol. But if you have a shoulder pain or some back pain, it's probably not worth the risk. Pregnant women shouldn't be taking anything. And this is just a further reminder of that. Listen, it only takes 15 to 20 of those Tylenol pills we're looking at. You take that all at once, you'll be dead in 3 days. It is one of the most lethal ways to commit suicide. These are not completely benign, although we treat it that way. During pregnancy, when the chromatin is open, pregnant women, in my opinion, should be exposed to as little as possible. And here now is a signal reminding us, CDC doing what it's supposed to do, HHS advising us, not taking medication away, not telling us exactly what to do, advising us that there's a signal. And Trump then said, hey, this is a common sense thing. Why would you do it? Don't do it. But the physicians, the scientists have to say, there's a signal, talk to your doctor. There are conditions where the risk reward is worth it, but most of the time, avoid it if you can.
Well, and that's the thing.
Pretty straightforward.
Like, I don't care how much you love Donald Trump. You shouldn't be taking your medical advice because Trump said it from a podium. Now, he might be right about this and right about other stuff. But like, I don't care. Get a good doctor. In fact, get a second opinion.
Get Dr. Tankersley.
Like, seriously, you have to make your own choices in life.
Yeah.
And the experts you choose to listen to are a very important choice in your life. Like, it's just
so many sheeple though. So many sheeple though.
Well,
so
the baffling that it's even like, oh my God, they said it. It's like,
and then what's more troubling is the women going and taking it to prove a point and then getting sick.
Well, and this also made me think of all those THC gummies the state of Alabama just didn't ban. They more had their crony cartel called the ABC take over it.
They wanted to take it over.
Yeah, well, ABC kind of coordinates the crony cartels. They sort of coordinate it, but they're not the cartel necessarily themselves. Maybe
they are.
I'm not decided on the issue, but what? So 20 Tylenol kill you?
Wow, I thought he said 12 to 15, didn't he?
Yeah,
20 will definitely kill you.
Well, and we were looking at the 500 milligram, the extra strength Tylenol. Yeah, acetaminophen will, especially if you're taking it on a regular basis, destroy your liver.
How about vitamin M that the Army gives you? Whenever you're hurt, you get 800 milligrams. 800 milligrams of ibuprofen. Sounds good.
Yeah,
I'll have some of that. And can I have another, please?
Please, sir. Please. Anyway, we got to hit this break first. This entire hour brought to you by Alabama Home Mortgage, and they're at Alabama Home Mortgage. Kim Williams and Madeline Cannon are ready to help you whether you're looking to buy a place, especially if you're a first-time home buyer, or you're looking to refinance your current home with interest rates looking like they're moving in the right direction, going down as this year continues. Now's the time to get ready. At least start the conversation. If you're looking to buy, get pre-approval done. If you're looking to refinance, at least lay out, here's where I'm at in life, here's what I'm trying to do with the refinance, and they'll help you meet your goals there at Alabama Home Mortgage. Especially if you're a veteran. They specialize in helping veterans. It's the best game in town, best deal in town.
30-day turnaround, man. That's
it's pretty amazing. Or like on a refinance, it's something like 2 weeks.
That's ridiculous. And you know, people got arms out there. They need to get off these arms if they can.
So, folks, y'all start the conversation today. 567-4223 is our number. That's 567-4223. Or you can apply online at myalabamahomemortgage.com. There is a difference in mortgage companies. Let Kim and Madeline prove that to you today. NMLS number 1586368. The Equal Housing Lender.
He may not know whether he's coming or going, but whether you're going to work or coming home, Greg Budell is there. Mornings 6 till 9 and afternoons 3 till 6. Only on News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Here at Adams Drugs, we let our customers do the talking. I'm here with Ronnie Taunton, who was a longtime customer of Adams Drugs, moved away for 3 years, and came back to town recently. Ronnie, what did you do for another pharmacy when you moved out of town?
When we moved to Fairhope, we were looking for a local. We did not want to go to a big box store. And we did find one, but the service was not up to par. Adams Drug really spoiled us.
What was it like to come back to Adams Drugs again?
It was very easy. We picked up the phone when we got back, came up to Prattville and called the branch there in Prattville, and they took that phone call and did the rest of it. We didn't have to do a thing. It was very simple. We're glad to be back with them. They're so efficient and customer service oriented.
Come into any of our 12 Adams Drugs locations. Visit us at adamsdrugs.net to find the location nearest you. Adams Drugs is your independently owned Health Mart pharmacy. Health Mart, taking the time to listen and care.
Jenny King, the king of clean, delivers reliable, high-quality commercial cleaning services through a proven franchise model that empowers local business owners. Jenny King's franchise owners receive the training, support, and resources needed to succeed, while clients benefit from tailored cleaning solutions backed by a global brand. Jenny King ensures consistent results, trust, and success for everyone we serve. Go to JennyKingCleans.com and find out how we can help you. That's JennyKingCleans.com.
Jenny King, the king of clean.
The Tears family has been your local Roto-Rooter service since 1964. Drain cleaning, plumbing repair, and those troublesome septic tanks, no problem. Technology has changed a bit in the last 54 years. Video inspections of lines to locate problems is available, as well as scheduling your appointment online. River Region residents have trusted Roto-Rooter for over half a century. You can too. Call today at 272-7130 or visit online at rotorooteralabama.com.
Call Roto-Rooter, that's the name. And we go troubles down the drain. Roto-Rooter.
Are you tired of the mainstream media's biased reporting? Do you want to stay informed on the news that really matters to you? Look no further than 1819 News. At 1819 News, we bring you the latest in Alabama news, politics, sports, culture, and more. We've assembled a team of journalists with Alabama values dedicated to the truth and the truth alone. Visit us at 1819news.com today. That's 1819news.com. Subscribe to our newsletter. Honest News, Alabama Values. This hour of news and views is brought to you by our good friends at Alabama Home Mortgage. Alabama Home Mortgage, 567-4223. Visit them on the web at myalabamahomemortgage.com. NMLS number 1586368. An equal housing lender.
Rich Thomas Weather is brought to you by Alabama Wholesale Lumber. It's more than just great prices on lumber. From Trex decking to energy-efficient windows and Tamco shingles, Alabama Wholesale Lumber has it all.
Rich Thomas Weather.
Well, hi, everybody. That funnel system that went through is now in southeast Alabama. We'll hang on to a small rain chance, maybe isolated or widely scattered showers, perhaps today, with a high temperature up to about 83. You'll feel that nicer air by this evening and tonight. Overnight low temperature down to about 64. Plenty of sunshine over the weekend, but low humidity. Highs 86 to 88 both Saturday and Sunday. Saturday night's low down to about 63. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
Budget Floors and More has the best prices. Carpet as low as 69 cents per square foot. LVP starting at $1.29 a square foot. Sheet vinyl as low as 65 cents per square foot. And the lowest prices on flooring installation supplies. Budget Floors and More across from Delray to Publix. Live local talk. The River Region's only 24-hour News Talk FM station. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Joey.
Welcome back. Let's go to the phones and talk to Papa B. Papa B. Hey, Papa B.
Who you got in there, Craig?
No, we got Troy Carrico, and
Troy.
and very soon we will have Eddie Bader,
Young Master Bader,
all set up.
Well, who cares about it, really? You know, I mean, he's just there to.
Oh, that's not
he's
true.
a color guy.
I missed him today. It's his birthday. Say it's your birthday.
No, Sunday will be his birthday.
No. Yes, sir.
You are saying exactly what I've been thinking, except I'll add to it.
Okay.
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 These folks that stood by and said nothing, knowing that it was wrong, are just as guilty as the people that pushed all that propaganda to begin with.
Amen.
And the reason they didn't say anything was because they were afraid.
Yep.
They were afraid because they were afraid they were going to lose their careers, and they didn't care about everybody else's career that was at risk.
Yep.
They were just goose stepping to the party line when it all started going down. And I'm telling you what, they need to be held accountable too. This is more than just a "oh gee, I'm sorry" kind of thing. No, this is like a professional code of ethics. Either you're a professional and you live by that code and die by that code, or you don't. And they did not.
You ain't kidding.
Well, I mean, tell me I'm wrong.
You're not. You're not. So what do? You look at Robin goes, I want to look at our doctor's options. Well, guess what? Every doctor was doing it. And that's the problem.
Well, and then also probably it gets even more complicated of like the people that initially do the reporting on all this stuff, like say the origins or where a doctor might go to say, what's the best information that I trust? A lot of these information networks were completely compromised. So you made a very good distinction of somebody who knew better, but I think there were a lot of folks who were fed a tale from their normal trusted sources. And this is how these things get perpetuated so quickly. Like if you're a reporter on the science beat, you got your contacts, you go to your contacts And we did find with Fauci in particular, he was coordinating with all those potential contacts to shut up about the lab leak. So it's such a corrupt cabal, this whole system.
Well, and that's the thing. Okay, so these doctors, medical care professionals, whatever, they're looking at what's going on. And so they're saying, oh, well, I guess it's not so bad. Besides, our trusted source is telling us something else. That's just too easy an out to me. Okay, I would not have. I don't trust trusted sources. That's me. But if you trust in trusted sources that are telling you something that's not right, then you've got to say something about it.
Yeah.
You got to stand up about it. And yeah, you're going to take the hit. Okay. It's going to happen probably. But be man or woman enough. Be human, a human being enough to stand up and say, call BS.
Mm-hmm.
That's my line anyway. So, anyway, I'm done preaching. But that's the way I feel about it.
You're not
and
wrong.
I ain't going to change my mind.
Oh, and you ain't alone. Appreciate it, Bobby.
Thanks.
272-9228. So how you doing today, Eddie Bader?
It's been all right.
Doesn't sound like it.
I'm sorry.
It's just other realtors,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Got to deal with
other
those
people, man.
They suck.
Don't get me started on other Hawk Show toast.
Oh, yeah?
Actually, they're pretty cool.
Yeah, the ones in here, I get along with pretty good.
Yeah, they're usually pretty cool.
Yeah.
Others around the state.
People spend that money and they act like they want something. You know what I'm saying? It's like, what's wrong with you?
Those people get on my nerves too. What do you want from me? You want service?
What do you want here? So, how long is this thing that you wrote?
Oh, it's 700 words.
Okay. No, I think we got time. And I was kind of waiting for Eddie.
Okay.
Because I don't think he knows what you're about to read here. Actually, you shouldn't even tell him. I think you should just
Let's see if he gets it. Let's see if he gets
Okay.
who it is. All right. So let me get in here. This is a little.
Now, and I've not heard this.
I know you've not. And so here's the deal. You remember on Monty Python's Flying Circus? And now for something completely different.
Yes.
Okay? All right. Heavy is the head that wears the crown. In the iron forge of these turbulent times, where the anvil of truth is hammered by the relentless mallet of deception and boils a cauldron of calamity, I find myself reflecting on a brother in arms, a steadfast warrior, not in a martial sense, but as my lineage pretends, but in an arena of ideas and thoughts. This man, whom I have come to love, and let's see here. I'm sorry, my eyes are acting up today. This man, whom I love, have come to love and hold in the highest esteem as a friend forged in the lines of shared battles against the encroaching shadows of tyranny and moral decay. A brother in Christ, he stands as I do, a sentinel on the ramparts of reason and a legionnaire against lies. He is no mere commentator. In my mind, he's a colossal striding through the storm, a veritable man for all seasons. Dare I say, even a modern version of Sir Thomas More, as he defies the tempest of doubt and despair with a certain grip on the sword of truth. But alas, he is a man of clay, as I am. And confounding his reason, the designs of man is a veritable chalice built to spill. His heart etched in the granite of conviction, yet shadowed by the weight of humanity's frailty. His doubts on humanity run deep, trenches dug on the ramparts in the battlefield of the soul. He has gazed into the abyss of man and managed a capacity for evil, the betrayals and the hypocrisies, the endless parade of souls selling out for scraps of power has emerged not cynical, not callous, but rather resolute. These doubts are not weaknesses. They are the scars of a vigilant mind, probing the rot beneath society's veneer. In his quiet hours, I imagine him away from the glare of the spotlight. He grapples like Jacob in the night, questioning the divine blueprint amid a work that mocks the sacred. His faith, no Sunday stroll. It's a brutal melee, a hand-to-hand combat. Where the Almighty, where every doubt is a blow struck, every revelation a hard-won victory. This struggle tempers him, makes him human in a way that the polished puppets of the establishment can never comprehend, or his acolytes truly appreciate. Day in, day out, he plunges into the vicious maw of the news cycle, a beast that devours the unwary, spitting out their bones as clickbait and outraged fodder. This relentless grind, this ceaseless exposure to the horrors unfolding across our fractured republic would break lesser men. I've watched it take its toll on him of late. The subtle lines etching deeper into his brow sometimes. The weariness that flickers in his eyes like a candle flickering in the wind. Yet he presses on, donning the armor of composure, delivering the news, not as a sterile bulletin, but as a conversational thunderbolt, inviting you, the listener, to accompany him into the fray with it, with a wit, a wisdom, and a commanding clarity that cuts through the pale cast of propaganda. Heavy is the head that wears the crown, they say. And in this age of digital divide, demonic dissonance, and dark despotism, with ideological warfare, his crown is not of gold or jewels, but one akin to his master's, a crown of thorns. The terrible happenings of late only encumber his heart, the heart for him and for most of us, and it makes the burden heavier. Consider the brazen assassination of Charlie Kirk, a brazen strike against the heart of a conservative with valor, a man who dared to champion faith, family, and freedom in the face of the radicals' left's a seething horde. This act of savagery, dismissed by the elite media as mere incident, or worse, justified in hushed tones, reveals the left's complete disregard for the severity of their contempt for Christianity. They abhor the cross, they trample the commandments, and unleash their venom on anyone who upholds the Judeo-Christian foundations of our nation. My friend witnesses this daily. It's an onslaught, the erosion of sanctity, the normalization of blasphemy, yet he labors on and he mounts the parapet each day. He contextualizes the chaos, weaving threads of historic history and philosophy and unvarnished truth into a tapestry that empowers the everyman to think, to resist, to reclaim the narrative from the jaws of the beast. I've seen the exhaustion creep in the quiet moments where the weight threatens to crush in between breaks. But he endures, a modern-day Atlas shouldering the spear of discourse, refusing to let it roll into the abyss. Why? Because he knows that the alternative is silence, surrender, the triumph of tyrants, and the darkness's delight. In him, I see the embodiment of resilience, a man who limps not from defeat, but from the divine tussle that marks the truly trustworthy. In closing, as my faithful and wise father always counseled me, never trust a man that does not limp, for he must wrestle with God first for you to trust him. This man, that indomitable spirit I cherish as a dear friend and respect as a man amongst men, none other than Joey Clark, of Joey Clark Live fame, broadcasting truth on 93.1 FM WACV in Montgomery, Alabama, into your ears and into your hearts. In him you find just a voice and a vanguard. But for me, a brother from another mother, but the same father. It's okay, Joey. Just breathe and admire life's rich pageantry.
Well, thank you.
Very nice.
Though my initial reaction to anything like that is, am I being trolled?
No.
Okay.
Yeah,
Thank you.
It's my honor to you, from a warrior, just to say that you're fighting on the front lines of things too. So just wanted you to know that.
Well, I appreciate that. It's just anytime I get a sincere compliment, I want to start making.
I know
jokes.
you do. I know you want to self-depreciate and all that stuff.
Well, I noticed at one part he's a word, not in a Marshall sense. Don't get twisted, folks.
You're a candy ass.
Not exactly. Not in a Marshall.
That's what you said. Not in a Marshall sense. But in a
he's like Atlas. He's like Hercules, but not in the literal. Not in the strength.
But he does work out. He does work out.
Right. He does work out.
But people don't notice. Right.
No, you're so funny. That was honestly heartfelt. I thought about when I said, I told Robin, I said, you know what? I worry. It's I don't envy you. Well, it's a tough job.
And let me say, because not just me, this is a humble perch.
Mm-hmm.
We talk to a few thousand people a day. Put it that way. Some days it pops higher, some days it pops lower, depending on the news and what other people are doing in their lives.
Sure.
But we talk to a few thousand people a day.
Mm-hmm.
I can't imagine, you talk about how heavy the crown might be when you talk to millions a day.
Yeah.
When you get all those threats. Like, I don't get the nastiness.
That's good.
Like, I really don't. Stuff that even other local people have gotten.
Yeah.
So I'm thankful for that. And I can't imagine how deranged some people are. And I think what happens is some people get into the big time, like they got millions of people looking at them and they're not ready. So you've seen, I think, folks time and time again just crack under the pressure in the following. So I'll say thank you. But as I look at the news cycle, I know it's not just me that it messes with.
All of us.
And there are some folks that I just feel for their soul, for that struggle, because it's hard to make sense of things. And I'm getting excuses from your business partner.
You're a little bit busy. Our world is on fire a little bit, Joey.
Okay.
But we're still here.
Yeah, he comes in, a man, a veritable man for all seasons here too. Another Sir Thomas one. Not really.
Well, thank you.
But that's awesome.
Well, we got to hit this break. Hopefully we'll have Michael Cohen on the other side.
Want to carry News Talk in your pocket? Download the News Talk 93.1 app from the App Store. Available on iPhone and Android. Never miss a moment. Download now.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
It's our new brokerage. I'm Hannah Grantham, and alongside my partner, Eddie Bader, together we created Hannah and Eddie Realty Group because we believe real estate should feel personal. When our names are on the sign, it's more than just the logo. It's a promise. Hard work, honesty, and results.
That's right, Hannah. We've helped first-time buyers find their dream homes, guided families through big moves, and worked with all the investors to build their future.
So no matter your journey, our focus is the same, putting you first. So give us a call at 334-368-6358 and let us show you who you have on your sign matters.
Join WAKA for our Tickle Pink Out Party benefiting the Cancer Wellness Foundation Saturday, October 4th from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. at Riverwalk Stadium. There'll be something for everyone. Health information, shopping, a children's area, and giveaways all day long. We'll also reveal our Survivor Makeover winner. Get your tickets at WAKA.com. Sponsored by the Montgomery Cancer Center, the Montgomery Probate Office, Archwell Health, and Sons Kia of Montgomery.
Big news! Phillips Dunn Animal Hospital has a new name. But don't worry, everything you love is still the same. Now they're Pike Road Animal Hospital, still at 5148 Troy Highway, still the same great team you've trusted for years. Same friendly faces, same expert care, just a new name, and still offering boarding, grooming, and doggy daycare. Pike Road Animal Hospital, formerly Phillips Dunn Animal Hospital. New name, same heart. Compassion you know, care that you trust.
This hour of news and views is brought to you by our good friends at Alabama Home Mortgage. Alabama Home Mortgage, 567-4223. Visit them on the web at myalabamahomemortgage.com. NMLS number 1586368. An equal housing lender.
On FM, on your smartphone, and online. The River Region's most trusted voice. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
To the phones and talk to Michael Cohen with Cohen's Electronics and Appliances. Hey, Michael.
Hey, Joey. How are you?
I'm all right. How you doing?
I'm doing great.
Now, what's the score there today on this Friday at Cohen's?
Well, right now it's like 7-0. We got a guy that came in here. He bought a TV from us about 7-8 years ago. It was a Sony, and he needs to upgrade it. And he's fixing to get a nice 65-inch Samsung OLED.
Nice.
Always good, especially with football season upon us and heading into the holidays. Get the big old TV to entertain yourself.
That's right. He's going to wing it and try to hook it up himself because there's an Auburn football game, I'm told, tomorrow.
Yes, there is.
And who is that team again? No. Anyway, if he has trouble, then we're going to use Michael Jackson next week.
Well, are you going to watch some football this weekend, Michael? Because I understand Alabama's got a little bit of a challenge ahead of them. And, being you're in the TV business, you can feel free to throw your phone at the TV when Alabama loses because you got another one there at the warehouse.
Well, that's right. But if my brother wants to go for a scooter ride, I'll go with him and we'll go motorcycle ride. I'm not like my other brother that's chained to he's going to watch every Alabama game.
Right. See, you're smart like that.
Yeah. So wait, have you ever had like clients, people that have stopped by Cohen's, like call back and be like, "Hey, I'm watching on this brand new 85-inch TV. I'm watching Bama lose."
I've had when we sold 40-inch Mitsubishi picture tubes, we got one, and the guy wanted us to fix it and had a damn bullet hole in it where he shot it.
Oh my God, that's great.
The story he told us was he thought the gun was unloaded.
Oh, all right. Great.
And he went off Clint Eastwood on it. But,
Elvis
but
Presley.
Anyway.
Y'all don't warranty that, do you, Michael?
That's great.
No, that was not covered.
That's great.
Folks, if you're looking for all the new electronics you want to upgrade on that side or the appliance side of the store, y'all just get by Cohen's Electronics and Appliances today. 2515 Eastern Boulevard here in Montgomery, open 9 to 6, Monday through Friday, 9 to 4 on Saturdays. And find Michael and be sure to tell him you heard him on the radio show with Joey, Eddie, and Troy.
That's right. Y'all come see us and let us help you make the right choice for whatever your needs are, appliances or electronics.
Well, appreciate you, Michael.
Thank you, Michael.
Have a great weekend. Roll Tide.
There you go. There you go.
I forgot to congratulate them. They are the #1 appliance store in the River region.
That's amazing.
By voters.
I'm not surprised.
Neither am I, honestly.
How long have they been here?
60 plus
Longer
years?
than we have, yeah.
Think
Different
about
location.
Think about the circuit cities coming and going, and the best way, and they just weather the storm, man.
Because they got service.
They're good people. That's
Their
right.
service,
Oh,
that's it.
absolutely.
That's right.
Yep.
And I'm a happy customer of them.
I know you
That's
are.
right.
Yeah, and my dad was, my grandfather is. Like, they're all,
No, I've got
it's
a
in the family.
weatherproof TV I think we got from them for the Airbnb. I've recommended it. In fact, one of my great friend Brenda did the hair washer and dryer through them, and they came out, brought it to her, delivered it to her, hooked it up. She loved them. She was trying to tip them, but they wouldn't take no tip.
That's old school right there.
Yeah,
Well, we got a whole hour left here. So what are we going to even talk about? I don't know. Anything?
I don't know. I can't give up too much. I got a show I got to do.
I know. Yeah, you got a
That's
host
right.
Drake show.
He's gonna.
And who's
I'd
going to
love to
be
talk
here?
about some things. but
Sky's going to be
Sky's
here.
going to be here. I think Hannah's going to try to make it, and Pamela.
Pamela.
will be
Okay.
here. And we'll probably have some seafood bistro.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah, we got to keep it lubricated like that.
Lubricated.
Yeah. You keep
Wait,
everybody
you
fat, slim, and
lubricate
happy.
with fried cheese curds?
Yeah, a little bit of grease in it. Keeps everything
I
going.
love fried cheese curds.
Yeah, we've been doing that. One day we had to do 6 hours straight.
Oh yeah.
It ended up we got I used to do this way too often in college, the appetizer special where you just get all the
Nothing but
appetizers.
Yeah, just get them all.
And we've been getting cheese curds, the calamari, and
Cheese curds,
the bacon
Bacon
cheese
cheddar fries, yeah.
Yeah,
Nice.
man, it's
That's the
such
way you do
good
it, man. That's the
such
way to
good
do it.
eating. Anyway, we'll be right back.
Broadcasting from the Riverside Chevrolet Master Control Center, this is WACV Cusana, News Talk 93.1 FM. When it's Chevy, it's Riverside.
With SRN News, I'm John Scott. The Transportation Department will immediately tighten up the requirements for non-citizens to get commercial driver's licenses. That's after 3 fatal crashes this year in Florida, Texas, and Alabama that officials say were caused by immigrant truck drivers who never should have received licenses. For 2 weeks, Memphis has been bracing for an influx of National Guard troops after President Trump announced his intention to deploy them to the city. Residents have now learned more about the plan. Tennessee Governor Bill Lee says an influx of additional federal law enforcement agents will focus on crime in Memphis starting next week. Agents will not make arrests and will not be armed. On Wall Street, the Dow is up 352 points, the Nasdaq adding 84. This is SRN News.
The Federal Reserve just cut interest rates, and that could be big news for the price of physical gold and silver. That's why Advantage Gold invites you to call 800-741-GOLD. Call now and you'll get your free gold and silver information kit, and you could qualify for up to $10,000 in free gold and silver with your IRA or 401k rollover. Advantage Gold has been ranked the #1 gold company in America for the last 10 years, and with the U.S. dollar facing serious devaluation, now is the time to act. We've partnered with former IMF chief economist Kenneth Rogoff. And when you call 800-741-GOLD, you'll also receive his best-selling book, Our Dollar, Your Problem, absolutely free. Gold and silver are real, tangible assets that have protected wealth for centuries. Advantage Gold helps you move your IRA or 401k into physical precious metals, tax-free and penalty-free. Consult your financial advisor before investing. Call 800-741-4653 now. That's 800-741-GOLD.
Rich Thomas weather brought to you by Wiley Sanders Truck Lines. Truckers, if you are looking for green grass, contact Wiley Sanders Truck Lines. In business since 1959 and still growing. Call today, 855-777-9785.
Rich Thomas weather.
Well, hi, everybody. That funnel system that went through is now in southeast Alabama. We'll hang on to a small rain chance, maybe isolated or widely scattered showers, perhaps today, with a high temperature up to about 83. You'll feel that nicer air by this evening and tonight. Overnight low temperature down to about 64. Plenty of sunshine over the weekend, but low humidity. Highs 86 to 88 both Saturday and Sunday. Saturday night's low down to about 63. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
Ready to borrow smarter this season? Apply online in minutes at yourasecu.com. Call 334-270-9011 or visit your local branch today.
ASD Credit Union. Your life, your goals, your ASD.
Terms and conditions apply. Federally insured by NCUA.
1819 News.
Alabama Attorney General Steve Marshall says the state remains steadfast in holding the guilty accountable and honoring the dignity of murder victims. The statement from AG Marshall comes after another state execution was completed this past Thursday night. Death row inmate Jeffrey West was put to death by way of nitrogen hypoxia at the Holman Correctional Facility in Atmore. West was convicted of murdering Margaret Berry in Etowah County during a robbery at a gas station back in 1997. Berry was working at that gas station and was shot in the back of the head after being told by West to lie down on the floor behind the cashier's counter. AG Marshall says that justice has been delayed for 26 years due to legal gamesmanship by West. I'll be back with more Alabama stories after this.
Did you know that 70% of people experience a potentially traumatic event in their lifetime, and that 6 out of every 100 adults face PTSD every day? Help us bring hope to these survivors by signing up for your Alabama Distinctive PTSD Awareness License Plate today. The great thing is you can sign up no matter when your current plate renews, and the first year is complimentary. All you need is your VIN number on hand. Drive awareness, drive hope, and customize your plate today at atease.org.
A fatal house fire in Mobile has claimed the life of a 5-year-old child. Firefighters were called to a home on Sharon Drive on Thursday night to find that 2 children had been in the home alone when the fire broke out. The 12-year-old made it out of the house when the smoke detector went off. The 12-year-old then attempted to go back into the house and retrieve his sibling, but was unable to do so due to the smoke. The Birmingham Barons and the Montgomery Biscuits baseball teams are now first and second when it comes to the Southern League Championship games. The Barons won a 3-game battle against the Biscuits this week, making it their 14th Southern League Championship. I'm Andrea Tyson.
For more news affecting Alabamians, go to 1819news.com. And while you're there, subscribe to the daily newsletter.
This hour of news and views is brought to you by our good friends at Cole Plumbing, 279-8919. Cole Plumbing is number 1 in the number 2 business. You don't have to dig a hole. They have proprietary pipelining technology. Ask them about their tankless water heaters. Remember, when you have trouble with your bowl, call on Cole.
Hi, I'm Jennifer Pestruccelli, General Sales Manager and co-owner of Blue Water Broadcasting. Even in the digital age, radio remains the most powerful reach medium for connecting with audiences. Its ability to engage listeners, reach a wide and diverse audience, and create real emotional connections sets it apart from other forms of media. Radio's adaptability and easy access ensure its continued relevance now and in the future. Want to learn how radio can work for your business? Visit BlueWaterBroadcasting.com. Blue Water Broadcasting, local folks helping local business.
It's finally here. The 72nd Alabama National Fair, October 3rd through the 13th at Carrot Coliseum. Thrill to the rides that light up the Midway. Experience amazing shows like the Zerbini Circus, the Swifty Swine Racing Pigs, and the Puppet Tone Rockers. And don't forget the food. Funnel cakes, turkey legs, corn dogs, and all of your fair favorites. Opening weekend, the fair turns up the music. Saturday the 4th, it's Corey Cannon Concert. Sunday the 5th. Skillet will rock the Coliseum stage with an energy you'll feel in your bones. Both shows start at 7 p.m. and are free with your fair admission. Presented by the Porch Creek Indians. Sponsored by the Kiwanis Club of Montgomery, Hyundai Motor Manufacturing, Alabama, and Coca-Cola.
The Alabama National Fair. It's the best 11 days of fall.
Looking for new home decor or fun seasonal decorations? Then you don't want to miss the final day of the Kafka Warehouse Sale, Friday, September 26th. There will be an additional discount for huge savings on everything. Home decor, floral arrangements, seasonal items, including Christmas trees, wreaths, ornaments, and much, much more. Savings so big, you won't believe it. Shop early for the best selection and savings. Friday, 8 till 5. The Kafka Warehouse Sale on the Wetumpka Highway.
Hi, it's Jonathan Cotton with the Good Feet Store. Summer is winding down and fall is fast approaching. Kids head back to school, routines become more structured, and we dive back into our busy schedules. Those busy schedules can be tough on our feet, but they don't have to be. At the Good Feet Store, our arch supports are designed to make any season comfortable by fitting into your favorite seasonal shoes. Good Feet arch supports provide the stability your feet need, supporting all four arches and helping to alleviate pain in your feet, knees, hips, and back. Whether you're getting back to work, running errands, or navigating to the kids' sports activities, Good Feet arch supports have got you covered. Stop in your local Good Feet store today or make an appointment at goodfeet.com. The Good Feet store is in Montgomery, across from the shops at East Chase. Visit goodfeet.com to book your appointment today or just stop by. I'm Jonathan Cotton, and we look forward to seeing you soon at the Good Feet store.
The views and opinions of the following program are solely those of the host and other contributors. These do not necessarily represent those of Liberty Acquisitions 825, Blue Water Broadcasting, its management, staff, or any advertisers. It's time for Montgomery's conversational radio show. It's news and views on News Talk 93.1 FM. To join the conversation, call 272-9228.
Clark.
Welcome back. So, if you didn't hear the big breaking news yesterday, what do you live under a rock? You probably are more sane than the rest of us. But James Comey indicted on lying to Congress. And all these folks are like, oh, no, this is unprecedented weaponization of the deal. Unprecedented?
What's going on, man?
Unprecedented? And it couldn't happen to a nicer guy. Yeah. Trump saying it's justice, not revenge. It's just justice. Comey is a dirty cop. He was a terrible guy. Terrible guy. Well, and here's what James Comey had to say, I think right after Trump goes out of office. So this, January 21st, 2021. This is what James Comey had to say about Donald Trump as he had just left the presidency.
Bar him from future service, have the prosecutors, the local prosecutors in New York, pursue him for the fraudster that he was before he ever became president, lock him up for the garden variety frauds he did there, but don't give him that center stage, that dominant role in our national life, just down the street where Joe Biden is trying to heal this nation.
Oh, my God.
Wow. I got to hear that again.
Convict him, bar him from future service. Have the prosecutors, the local prosecutors in New York, pursue him for the fraudster that he was before he ever became president, lock him up for the garden variety frauds he did there, but don't give him that center stage, that dominant role in our national life, just down the street where Joe Biden is trying to heal this nation.
Listen.
So he was trying to advise, like, do it on a local level. Don't make it a national thing. Well, they did both.
Yeah, they did.
Good job.
And neither one worked.
And then James Comey in June of 24. So this is before Trump was reelected last year. Comey was saying, he's talking with Jen Psaki or Psaki. Psaki it to
Suck it to me. Yes.
And Jen Psaki was talking to Comey again. This is in the summer of 2024. And he said, it would be easy to put Trump in like a federal penitentiary.
So a lot of people have suggested that there are a range of factors that would make it difficult to put the system has not been tested in this way. Do you agree with that it would be difficult or nearly impossible for the law enforcement institutions to put him in actual jail?
No, they would just put him in a double wide somewhere out near the fence, out in the grass. And he would eat there, he'd shower there, he'd exercise there, he'd be away, as Danya Perry said, from general population, but it's obviously doable.
So
it's obviously doable.
So in the military, we have a cardinal rule: do not be political in anything you do or say. Yeah, and if you are, then there will be repercussions. I think that should cover to our top law enforcement people in the country.
Oh, of course.
And this guy's just a loose cannon, and it's about time.
Well, and think of how many folks the FBI has locked up simply for lying to them when there's not even an underlying crime.
Harassing Catholic parents groups at schools and stuff too. You know that.
What about
really
what about Martha Stewart?
Oh man, I love Martha Stewart. She came out of it better though. She's like, she's like a martyr, dude.
So what if we have James Comey? This is years ago, explaining what perjury is.
Oh boy.
What the lying is.
The closer question, though, is this one about can you be held liable for obstruction if there's no underlying crime proved? And this is one of the things that confuses me. The Attorney General's letter doesn't make sense in light of my experience. Thousands of people are prosecuted in this country every year for trying to obstruct an investigation where the underlying thing that was being investigated doesn't end up proven. And the reason for that is people obstruct to avoid embarrassment, to protect family and friends.
So this must have been right after Bill Barr came out and said there's nothing to the Mueller report.
I think that's I think that's definitely related to to Mueller.
Let's just keep listening to this a-hole.
Protect businesses because they're worried the investigators might find something out. Martha Stewart went to jail for lying about an investigation. She wasn't convicted of insider trading, but bringing those kind of obstruction cases are really important because you'd create an incentive to obstruct. Imagine if the rule were you can only be guilty of obstruction if we get you on the underlying thing. Well, then you better go all in on the obstruction because then you'll walk away completely. That doesn't make any sense. Again, but I don't want to prejudge it because I don't know what his thinking was exactly on that. I'd like,
I'd like to look
Careful
at it
what you're
further.
saying.
Yeah, careful what you wish
That's
for.
right.
Eddie, how you feel about James Comey getting indicted?
I'm fine with it.
Yeah, I thought you would be.
I'm very fine with it.
only if it goes through and it's not another one of these.
Well, that's what I was worried
kabuki
about.
dances. I know that's what I'm always worried about. too.
And I honestly didn't take it seriously when they talked about indicting him because I
know.
didn't think it'd go that far.
Well,
so
and now
I'm just worried they kind of built up my hope a
And
little
the
bit.
fact that they put him in Northern Virginia
Right.
maybe gives him the chance to get off by his peers.
Yeah, but the fact that they
still
got the
concerning.
indictment in Northern Virginia, though, it's like, okay.
That's okay.
Well, and one person pointing out a few things more radicalizing than watching James Comey explain to former Bush Cheney staffer turned liberal media star Nicole Wallace as she giggles like a schoolgirl about how the FBI used the illegal unmasking in good faith of Michael Flynn to essentially entrap him into quote unquote lying to federal agents.
Wow.
So if you're going to say, oh, this is not lying to Congress is not a big deal. Why was lying to a couple agents that you trust, and Flynn didn't lie? Good God. But here, just again, to remind you who James Comey is, let's listen in to this back and forth.
Now, and it's hard to imagine two FBI agents ending up in the same room. How did that happen?
I sent them.
Oh, yeah.
He likes the spotlight.
Something I probably wouldn't have done or maybe gotten away with in a more organized investigation, a more organized administration, in the George W. Bush administration, for example, or the Obama administration.
We'll
The
talk about that in a
protocol,
minute.
two men that all of us have perhaps increased appreciation for over the last 2 years.
Wow.
And in both of those administrations, there was process. And so if the FBI wanted to send agents into the White House itself to interview a senior official, you would work through the White House counsel and there'd be discussions and approvals and who would be there. And I thought it's early enough. Let's just send a couple guys over. And so we placed a call to Flynn, said, hey, we're sending a couple guys over. Hope you'll talk to them. He said, sure. Nobody else was there. They interviewed him in a conference room at the White House Situation Room, and he lied to them. And that's what he's now pled guilty to.
What did he think they were coming over there for?
I don't think he knew. No, we didn't tell him. Just said, we got sending over a couple of agents. I want to ask you some questions. I didn't have this conversation. My deputy director did, but hope you got a few minutes. You can sit down and talk to them. And he said, sure.
Yeah.
And y'all use that to try to screw him over.
Sure.
Flynn was a good
That's
dude,
why I got
too.
done for this guy. He's a little bit too cute for half with his little signs on the beach and that kind of crap.
Yeah.
Yep.
Good riddance, man.
Yep.
Seriously good riddance.
Hopefully.
And then when you look at other Democrats and how they've been talking about this for ages, people have been putting together little montages here.
Yeah.
So here we have Adam Schiff. The first thing you'll hear, it's very short, is from 2018. Then you'll hear something from 2019. Then you'll hear Adam Schiff in 2024. Because Schiff recently, just yesterday, said Donald Trump forced out a respected U.S. attorney because they wouldn't go along with his demands for political prosecutions. Less than a week later, his inexperienced handpicked successor brings charges against a member of Trump's enemies list. And in my almost 6 years as an assistant U.S. attorney, says Adam Schiff, I never witnessed such a blatant abuse of the department. The DOJ is now little more than an arm of the president's retribution campaign.
Nice.
That's what Adam Schiff had to say in reaction to the whole James Comey thing.
Kind of think it's always been that way. He's just the other side's got it now. So
right, exactly, and that's how this seems to work in politics.
Yeah.
But let's listen in. First, you're going to hear Adam Schiff in 2018. Then we'll hear 2019.
On the day Donald Trump leaves office, the Justice Department may indict him. Very strongly in favor of indicting the president when he is out of office.
So that was 2018 and 2019. Those two things you heard. Like, let's indict him.
Yeah.
On the day Donald Trump leaves office, the Justice Department may indict him. Very strongly in favor of indicting the president when he is out of office.
Now let's listen to just last year.
I don't think the incoming president should be threatening his political opponents with jail time.
Oh,
that's not the kind of talk we should hear from a president in a democracy.
Wow. What's changed?
All right. What a mess.
What do they say
is.
if you give them enough rope? They'll
hang themselves every time.
Let's go to Martha. Hey, Martha, how you doing?
Hi, guys.
Hey, Martha.
Listen, I am so glad little Comey is getting some justice for himself
Yeah, we all.
because I wish I could have been beside Martha Stewart when she heard the news.
Yeah.
If y'all have not watched her special,
She's
it
the
is
best.
very good, and Mr. Comey was the one that got all the stuff for Martha on that because I was never a Martha fan until Martha
Amen.
went to jail.
She's a martyr. She's a martyr.
Well,
Martha, she's a martyr in my book. Yeah.
She sure is, and this is so justice. So I know Martha won't say anything. She's got too much class, but I know she's snickering.
You say it for her. Say it for her, Martha.
I don't say it. You go. So I love you. Y'all have a good one. Okay?
Thank you, Martha.
Appreciate you, Martha.
Awesome.
Yeah, and all this talk of martyrdom, in some cases we're talking a little more is shallow, like political
martyrdom
martyrs
versus
and,
spiritual martyrdom. Yeah.
I'm such a martyr because I was taken off air by 48 hours. My name is Jimmy Kimmel. I'm a martyr.
He is a martyr.
And then, of course, like actual martyrdom, like we saw in the case of Charlie Kirk. I was telling you that I've been going through the study Bible.
Yeah.
I didn't know this.
What?
I wonder if y'all do. Who is the first ever recognized, and it's actually a group of human beings, who are the first martyrs recognized by at least the Catholic Church? And they were martyred while Christ was still alive and before he started his public ministry.
So they go that far back.
I did not know this till I read it in the footnotes yesterday.
I have no idea.
The children, the young boys that Herod had killed.
All right.
When the wise men in the Gospel of Matthew, the wise men don't get a dream, they don't go back to Herod, don't tell him. So he kills all the kids, and
that's
the church is recognized. They celebrate their day on the December 28th as the first martyrs for Christ.
Very interesting.
And I was like, man, that's because you often get these badass stories too, like these crazy stories, like
He slayed a dragon.
Yeah, and they cut his tongue out, and the voice of God came out of him and stuff, and his blood gave sight to a blind person. And it's like these crazy things.
I know, right?
But to see that in the context of that story, we all know that about that story, but I didn't know that was a tradition.
Thanks for sharing. That's incredible.
And it gives, I think, more weight to especially the unborn that have not been brought into this.
That's what I was thinking.
It kind of blew my hair back a little.
Did you see the stuff on the New Jersey governor?
No, what happened? Yeah, sure.
I was over last night. Chuck and Colonel Hall and I were talking about it. So this is a big deal when you're in the academy. She's an academy graduate. Well, she's an academy produced officer. I'm not going to say she graduated.
Yeah,
but she was not allowed to walk.
Right. Why?
She violated the code of honor and ethics, which thou shalt not cheat. and thou shalt not tolerate
There
cheating
you
amongst your cohorts. And she would not rat out the person that cheated, and they still ended up commissioning
How
her.
did they
Should have kicked her
I
out.
don't-
But
that
that's the
she
Navy.
should have been kicked
That's your
out.
Navy for you. That's your Navy for you. They
that
need people.
really surprises me. I just
And the thing is, now she's hidden this, and she will not produce any of the records about it. She's running for governor, that's a big deal. If I can't trust you to uphold your sworn oath on a Bible,
sworn oath, right?
How am I going to? Well, how can I trust you as a leader of our state?
You can't.
Big deal.
That's nuts.
It's true.
Well, and
Her name-
sometimes some of these folks that decide to run for office, I'm like, you're just you want to be found out.
Oh man.
Yeah. Well, if you've got a big enough cancel culture behind you, you can't be canceled.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough.
I mean, it just drives me that Jimmy Kimmel thing.
Yeah, but can it be like interesting? Like you lied and you lied about lying and lying. Like,
no
what,
shame
can't
in
one of
it.
these days it'd be like, actually, I'm a serial killer.
And
I'm Dexter. I'm a serial killer of serial killers, and now I'm your president.
We wouldn't want you because you're too honest.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I agree with you 100%. As much as people scream and yell, "I want the truth." It's like, okay.
No,
Yeah, it's like, yes, a lot of politicians are just wretched, but I think that most of their behavior can be explained by who do they serve?
Well, at the end of the day,
Supposed to serve the constituency, but that's neither. They serve the biggest political interest group that's giving.
But at the end of the day, are they not just salesmen? What the
Yes.
salesmen?
Snake.
Most of them are. There are some true rare talents every once in a while, but they're not just good talkers. Like they actually do have a sense of what they believe in terms of their foundational beliefs in terms of politics.
Put out, so.
Well, that's I would
Right,
say that's usually canceled out.
Yeah.
Either
Primary
they
put
get
out.
out or
that's
they're voted
the
out.
thing, though. To survive as a principled person in
hard.
Washington and climb that ladder,
next to impossible.
you must present yourself as unprincipled. And so we go, man, all these politicians are full of crap and unprincipled and hypocritical, but you're like hoping secretly, maybe that one guy is actually the real deal. Maybe that one gal is actually the real deal.
They're all just
It's hard to tell.
crooked as they can be.
Luckily, our governor's race is going to be probably pretty easy and
It's
less.
gonna-
We'll see.
In the words of Tommy, when I'm governor, not if I'm governor. When I'm governor. I like that.
Yeah, I've talked to people that are already, hey, when he's governor, you think he's going to do this? Hey, do you think he's going to do that? So I think it's almost a foregone conclusion for a lot of people that Tommy Tubbs will be our next governor.
Well, watch the incumbent people that are out there swarming to him for photo ops because they know he's going to be coming in.
Watch what happens in Montgomery.
New
That's
sheriff
going
in
to be
town.
very interesting.
It's going to be very neat. Yeah.
So I'm looking at the top at 1819 News, and one thing I think that has definitely happened out of the Charlie Kirk thing is I'm not the only one who's picked up my Bible, or there are a lot of folks that have felt that
more than ever.
There's been a spiritual rejuvenation.
Yeah, and I know people are high on this, and I'm not trying to poo-poo it. I always have in the back of my head, okay, it's easy to say words.
Yeah, actions is words.
Action and embodying those words over time. I think that's a whole other thing.
Right.
But I think some folks that have been out of the fold for so long, whatever, say, Christian denomination you decided to go back into, whatever, say, study Bible, whatever denominational study Bible you've picked up, what you're going to find, I think, is like, okay, you're like, I'm a Christian, or at least I feel the pull to believing.
Yep.
And then you find like, oh, crap, there are a lot of Christians that don't like each other. And you're like, what kind of Christian are you? And I say all this because this is the top story, just broke after 2. April Marie Fogle wrote this up. Here's the headline. Leftist Birmingham teacher behind 2020 Chris Hodges Church of the Highlands backlash for, quote unquote, liking Charlie Kirk tweets, upset by, quote unquote, the audacity of Briarwood for public prayer honoring Charlie Kirk. You remember that? That it was because I'm not Church of the Highlands guy, but like that controversy a few years back.
I do.
Yeah. So 5 years ago, during the height of the left's nosedive into cancel culture following the death of George Floyd, one case took place in Birmingham when Jasmine Faith Clisby, an English teacher and cheerleading coach at Carver High School, posted about Pastor Chris Hodges, founder of the Church of the Highlands, liking social media posts by Charlie Kirk. The left's outrage machine kicked into high gear, setting off a chain of events that would leave some of Birmingham's most needy at risk for losing the support the church had been providing for years, costing families their place of worship, while also seemingly costing the Birmingham school system hundreds of thousands of dollars in potential rental fees. Clisby's revelations and subsequent efforts to publicize them caused a firestorm for Hodges and the church, resulting in several public apologies and a letter of apology. However, the impact went further. As reported by AL.com, following the outcry over Clisby's post, the Housing Authority of the Birmingham District had canceled a 6-year-old memorandum of understanding with the church for resident outreach programs and social service at its Campus of Hope located in Marks Village Public Housing Community. An employee of the Birmingham Housing Authority confirmed that the board signed a new memorandum of understanding earlier this year with Church of the Highlands, which has a new lead pastor. 1819 News requested more information from the Birmingham Housing Authority, but has not received a response. Is he? I guess why? Izzy or Izzy Goodman, communications director for Church of the Highlands, told 1819 News, Church of the Highlands' relationship with Birmingham City Schools has been reestablished since 2021. AL.com reported that the Church of the Highlands programs and social services, including mentoring, community support groups, and faith and social service activities that promote volunteerism, these services were provided at 9 of the Housing Authority's public housing communities. It was all lost because of the left's firestorm over the liked tweets.
So he liked a tweet.
Yes. He liked a tweet.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but it sounds like Church of the Highlands did some crawdad in there too.
Well, they're one of those mega churches, so you can imagine.
You don't stand up for what you believe in.
At the time, former U.S. Attorney General Jeff Sessions called on Birmingham City Schools and the Birmingham Housing Authority to reverse their decision, cutting ties with the Church of the Highlands, calling it religious discrimination. According to an AP report, Donald Trump Jr. called the city's moves absolutely insane. While Kirk himself tweeted about the situation, saying the Birmingham Housing Authority is cutting ties with Alabama's largest church. Why? Because the pastor liked some of my posts. This is liberal logic at work, Kirk goes on. Harm minorities to end racism. Cancel culture is a cancer. Now poor people will suffer. Never give the mob an inch, Charlie Kirk put out. That's the right message at the right time.
Exactly right.
Wow. In the days following Kirk's death, Clisby has reposted multiple videos that take Kirk's words out of context, reframing his stances against DEI as quote-unquote white supremacy. After initially declaring, my mama told me I can't say anything, so I'm not, before I'd be back in witness protection, she went on to comment on a prayer given at Ramsey versus Briarwood football game, honoring the memory of Kirk. So a local football game, the same person that started this firestorm putting stuff out there. God knew I didn't need to be at Carver versus Briarwood game tonight. Woo, the audacity. This same person went on to state. A witness at the game said the prayer honored Charlie as a Christian man, held him up as a martyr, and paid tribute to what he stood for. It also acknowledged that he was assassinated by evil. Briarwood's website states, at Briarwood, we believe each child, as an image bearer of God, can find a purpose and a place in this world, being equipped with a solid academic and spiritual foundation necessary to represent Christ and his kingdom and whatever sphere of influence God calls them. Days after the game, this same woman, Jasmine Clisby, posted a video with the caption, white supremacy ideology wrapped in Christian theology is just as toxic and dangerous. In the video, the man says, Kirk did not preach the gospel of Jesus Christ. Kirk preached fear-mongering towards vulnerable people. In an ironic post, given the severe consequences that the Church of the Highlands and Hodges face following her posts of his likes, Clisby posted in support of Jimmy Kimmel's First Amendment right. The push lies about Kirk's assassin with a caption, if you're not scared yet, you should be. To maintain their ministry in the Woodlawn area following the cancellation of their contract, Church of the Highlands paid $817,000 to the Birmingham school system and built their own facility, a facility that online reports indicate is thriving with the type of small group ministries that were displaced following the left's response to the Kirk post likes. Hodges pledged to continue funding some of the services that the church provided, even after the city banned church volunteers from participating in the programs. In his sermon, which he was scheduled to give before Kirk's untimely death, Hodges reflected on Christian forgiveness while also honoring Kirk's legacy and sending prayers for his wife and family. So, the same folks that caused the stink and, still causing the stink. And honestly, I've ranted and raved about this enough. And it's just the nature of the beast. And some of these divisions, they go back hundreds of years. When you're talking about what kind of Christian are you?
Keep it alive.
The schisms are real, and it's
keep that hate alive, Christian.
You got to ask what Christ would say, or Paul. Paul warns us all the time. Paul tells us in Corinthians about the divided churches and how it's going to be.
Well, and maybe all these divides is why a lot of people just shut up about it. You know what I mean?
Yep.
It's weakened us, but that's the dark work of the forces.
And it's one thing if you have a genuine good faith disagreement over like the doctrine of justification.
None of these have
like, come on.
disagreements at all.
Right.
They've been, I don't like the way all you guys are doing something, so I want all y'all to change for me.
Right.
That's
right.
Sort of like when we're in the army and if you're wrong, the drill sergeant would say, so let me get this right. You're the only one right, and everybody else is wrong.
Everybody else is wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, I thought, good job, April Murray. Good reporting there
Good
by
job.
her.
Yeah, it is good.
And I'm just checking out 1892 news before we move on. I mean, there's other stuff. The College Republican Federation of Alabama Chair Riley McCardle calls out University of Alabama professors who made, quote unquote, vile comments about Charlie Kirk's assassination, urges the University of Alabama president, Peter Mueller, to immediately terminate employment. And I do have to wonder if I was in college at Auburn and I would never go to Alabama. Bammers. Yeah, but if I had liberal professors, some were more annoying than others, and that they really didn't like to send. Some did, and they were great. They were actually good teachers. But I can't imagine if I had to sit down in a class after what we saw with Charlie Kirk, his assassination, and the way we saw it, and to have a professor I know who has power over me and my future, my grade, spout stuff like this. Yeah, I don't think now I would tell all these folks, unless you're going into a very particular specialty, you're being scammed at college. Go live your life. Your parents should invest all that money in like an IRA or something. Like you're being scammed. Seriously.
Because what will happen is you'll end up in a studio in Montgomery, Alabama with the college.
Right.
Right. And then maybe running barista at night.
Yep.
Right.
I'm joking.
I don't know. Why do you think I grew up my hair?
Just in case.
Yeah, I have to put the man bun in for the barista job with the hairnet. And then you start.
Oh my gosh.
Why? I would not put the man bun.
They want to what?
Take you out back.
What does that mean?
Remember how Joe Biden used to threaten to take Trump out back?
People want to fight me because if I
would
put
want to
my
help
hair-
you remove the hair bun. Yes.
What's it going to do? Poop on him?
They just
Would Biden poop on it?
No, they just want to get rid of that. That's not a good look for a grown man.
I know. I think some of it's like some.
Unless you're like a Game of Thrones or something like that. You're
some of them get aggravated by
say,
it.
hey, I'm trying out for a movie part, and they'll let you go.
I'm not trying to pass judgment or throw any stones here, but I mean, some of them get so worked up over the long hair. I'm like, what? You want to kiss me or something? Like, what's your actual motivation here?
That'll get you put in the ground.
Just don't do pigtails. Just don't do pigtails.
No, God, no. No. If I really wanted to get
he's like, can you do that if you're a man?
That's
but Chris Jericho in wrestling, Chris Jericho said he would always get cheap heat early on because he had long blonde hair.
Yep.
And he said the best way to get cheap heat, top knot.
Yeah.
Like right at the top.
It looks ridiculous.
It does look ridiculous. That does look ridiculous. All day, every day.
Oh, the man bun doesn't?
No, the man bun's just practical at a certain
No,
point.
it's not. It's an instant way of saying
I'm one of you.
I'm
on your
soft.
team. I'm on
Yeah,
your team.
I'm
on your team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Still learning myself.
Kind of agree.
Yeah.
I think that's a really bad marker, guys.
But see, this is a generational thing.
There
You,
you
and
go.
I look at it and go, "Boy, what's up with your hair?"
So I just look at it and go, oh, softy. And
Yeah. All right.
I don't care what you do, Joey.
no, I don't care.
No,
I
I
know
you're
Joey
good.
with long hair, short hair, this hair.
We're just advising you. Be careful where you wear the man bun at. So
That's all. That's all. Maybe a beret would do you better.
a beret.
A beret.
Yeah.
A beret.
Yeah, a beret. Yeah,
beret.
sorry, a beret. That would do you better.
Or those little girl balls, the little
I
light
want to do
marbles on them.
the Hasidic shoe twirls that you got
Oh,
going
God,
on. there.
yeah.
I think if you just let me bring you a curling iron, Joey, I can turn you into a real
No, with the
Hasidic
beret. Joey, what are you for Halloween? Monica Lewinsky. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Here, you want a cigar?
That's
Wear
exactly-
wear
you're not
blue
cigar.
dress while you're at it.
Right. I'm feeling vulnerable. Please, no powerful men. Charm me. Anyway, let's go to this is what? Poison Ivy?
Yep.
Hey, Poison Ivy.
Well, hello. How you fellas all doing today?
Oh, we're all right.
Well, I got to tell you, the governor really got insulted by something that happened last night. And her prestigious staff said, Poison, call over there to Joey's show
and use this acronym, do what we tell you, and this person that's real high over there at the show can tell us who did it.
Okay.
Now, they said it wasn't anybody that wrote any editorials, and that they was about to have a whole national big day for themselves on Sunday. Now, what happened was me and her went to a fancy restaurant downtown last night, and she got right there in front of the window trying to give her the best view. And when that curtain came open, there was a big old diarrhea, a butt. And yes, and it was plastered to that. It was plastered to that window, and we want to find out who did it. Now, they said if I'd call over there and give the acronym for describing this person so we could get them, that you guys would be able to help us. Here it is. You ready with the ink pen?
I got you.
But against restaurant enabler, credentialed realtor, always closing kind of sport.
That's where he's been at.
It spells out bad cheeks. Happy birthday, and y'all have a wonderful day. Let's cheer y'all up.
Thank you, boys.
Appreciate it, boys. And I. We got to hit a quick break. We'll be right back.
He may not know whether he's coming or going, but whether you're going to work or coming home, Greg Budell is there. Mornings 6 till 9 and afternoons 3 till 6. Only on News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Do you have real estate problems? Whether you're facing foreclosure, inherited a property, or have costly repairs, we understand. At Rapid Fire Homebuyers, we're here to help. Any condition, any situation, we'll give you an honest cash offer for your home so you can move forward. Because when real estate problems cause you uncertainty, you deserve a solution you can trust. Any condition, any situation, we're here to help. Give Rapid Fire Homebuyers a call today at 334-675-1000. That's 334-675-1000.
Want that ride that is fun, affordable, and street legal? Check out ETG Outdoors in Montgomery. They have huge discounts on electric golf carts with many brand new units under 10 grand. New and used inventory, financing available, and they service what they sell. ETG Outdoors even provides lithium battery conversions and free delivery with purchase. Whether it's for the neighborhood, the farm, or just fun, ETG Outdoors, 7006 Vaughn Road, or online at etgoutdoors.com. Cruise smarter, drive electric. ETG Outdoors, your ride to freedom starts here.
For too long, Alabama's statewide news companies have shamed us for our conservative Christian values. Alabama deserves a news company that cherishes our culture, a company that isn't bought and paid for by the powers that be. 1819 News is that company. Run by Alabamians for Alabamians, 1819 News celebrates what is good and beautiful about our state while exposing those who work against our values in secret. Just go to 1819news.com to learn more. Subscribe to our newsletter. That's 1819news.com.
It's a fact. Guys hate going to the doctor. But when it comes to erectile dysfunction and low testosterone issues, men from all over Montgomery have been thrilled seeing the providers at Montgomery Men's Health. Men all the way up to 95 years old have jump-started their sex drive and energy levels. Lots of men suffer with ED for years, but now they're able to enjoy sex again. Tom from Montgomery said, Montgomery Men's Health has changed my life. I have been able to be intimate with my wife for the first time in 5 years. She thought this problem was because of her, but the pills never worked for me. I had given up until I went to the clinic and realized there were more options for erectile dysfunction. Now I'm happy and my wife is happy. A visit for only $99, and that includes all testing, including a PSA and testosterone test. Give the guys at the clinic a call at 334-440-3663. That's 334-440-3663. Or go to MontgomeryMen'sHealth.com.
This is David Ernest from the Health and Wealth Show. We like to cut up and have fun, maybe poke a little fun at some politicians, but we don't take ourselves too seriously. One thing we do take seriously is your personal finances and your plans for retirement. You can tell by listening, we're a little different. Yeah, we like to have a good time on the radio, but we're dead serious about your financial future and helping you achieve your goals. At Ernest Financial, we're committed to giving you the attention you need. We don't treat you like a number. You're way more important to us. At Ernest Financial, it's about helping you today and preparing you for tomorrow. People call us who are on the verge of retirement, and they know they need a plan for the future. No matter where you are in life, Ernest Financial will help guide your every step towards retirement. Give us a call and let us show you what our individual customer attention can do for your future.
Concerned about your retirement? Call David Ernest toll-free at 833-596-7233. That's 833-596-SAFE.
This hour of news and views is brought to you by our good friends at Cole Plumbing, 279-8919. Cole Plumbing is number one in the number two business. You don't have to dig a hole. They have proprietary pipelining technology. Ask them about their tankless water heaters. Remember, when you have trouble with your bowl, call on Cole.
Rich Thomas Weather, a service of Riverside Chevrolet Wetumpka. If it's Chevy, it's Riverside. Best price, best selection. Check them out on the web at riversideusa.net.
Rich Thomas Weather.
Well, hi, everybody. There's nicer air in our future. In fact, you'll start to feel that this evening and tonight with the overnight low temperature tonight down to about 64 and a weekend of lower humidity with highs 86 to 88 both days, plenty of sunshine both days, and lows at night, well, down to about 63, I think, on Saturday night, and continued dry and mostly sunny Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
At CB&S Bank, we've been meeting the needs of our customers since 1906. Need help setting up new business goals? Our line of commercial loans can help you achieve them. Go to cbsbank.com to find a location near you. All loans subject to credit approval, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
When news happens, you'll hear about it first. The River Region's most trusted voice. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Welcome back. I'm your host, Joey Clark. This part of the program brought to you by Montgomery Men's Health. And folks, gentlemen, though, ladies, have you been noticing your man really slowed down a great deal? Like he's
always slow.
He's falling asleep like early. He's actually not sleeping well, kind of snoring. He's never in the mood. You ladies know. You know your man well.
Oh, yeah.
And gentlemen, if you're feeling this way, just not feeling yourself, tired, sluggish in a physical and mental way, your psychology's all screwed up, get by Montgomery Men's Health. A lot of these issues could be pointing to low testosterone. Yep. And, a lot of guys that get into middle age, they start assuming, it's just part of aging. Yeah. Not wrong. Get by Montgomery Men's Health. There's no guesswork, no gimmicks, just real science and effective treatments. The urologists and providers there will tailor solutions specifically to your body and goals. Consultation, including blood work, is just $99 with results before you leave. Gentlemen, you only got one life. Procrastination's only going to make this worse. Call up Montgomery Men's Health today at 440-3663. That's 440-3663. Or visit MontgomeryMen'sHealth.com to book that appointment today. Let's go to Babs. Hey, Babs, how are you?
Good afternoon, gentlemen. I'm good. Joey, are you wearing your hair in a ponytail?
I am not.
Not yet.
It's not.
Yay. I hope you don't. I don't mind the long hair, but I don't know. The ponytail comes in handy in some ways.
When you get hot.
Part of what I wanted to say is with especially some of the mega churches, they don't actually preach the whole Bible.
No, they don't. Right.
They have to be really careful what they say because you don't want to step on anybody's toes.
Was St. Paul too mean sometimes?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Like if you don't know Jesus as your Savior, you're going to HELL, and people don't want to hear that. They just want to hear feel-good messages.
Babs, are you saying that they act like a business instead of a church?
Exactly.
Okay.
Because they're worried their numbers and their money will go down.
Yep. Well, and also, when will people learn that what you love is ultimately your judge?
That's true.
But
your judge and your controller, I guess, is the word to say, huh?
Yep.
Paul also tells us, Babs.
And that was one of the things that the educational system hated about Charlie Kirk is that he said just what you said. It's a waste of money to go to college in most situations, unless you're going to be a doctor or something specific,
Yeah.
But so many of the kids that go to school now, they don't know what they want to be. The other thing that I want to ask you guys about, I don't know anything about A.J. McCarron. I know he was a quarterback for Alabama. That's all I know. And I'm concerned if he runs for Senate. I hope he runs for lieutenant governor, which he'll probably get. But running for senator against Barry Moore and Mr. Marshall, that really concerns me.
Yeah, I agree with you. The rumor is lieutenant governor. That's what Jeff Bohr is telling me on Wednesday. But
good. I hope so.
Yeah.
I know nothing about him, but, hey, who would have ever thought our coach would have been
That's right.
as good a senator as he is. So you just don't ever know.
That's right.
But I love him. Proud to say I believe he's going to be our next governor too. So
Me too.
you guys have a great rest of the day. Thank you for letting me talk. I love you both, and have a great weekend at War Eagle.
War Eagle. We love you, Barbara.
Bye-bye.
Bye. So you want to take over early?
Not really.
No, okay. Yeah, we can keep going.
My drugs hadn't kicked in yet. So.
The drugs haven't kicked in yet. Though you said we can do a little preview. You want to do something about dating or something?
I was going to talk to a couple girls that we're going to have in here about dating and some of the issues that guys come up with. Because the girls that we're going to have in here, let's be honest, they're top shelf, very attractive women. And so I'm sure they've kind of seen all the shots been taken at them. So I'd like to hear from some of the ones that work.
Who are these ladies?
Well, one of them will be Hannah Grantham, my business partner, and the other will be Pamela Debut, the beautiful Pamela Debut.
No, I don't know enough about Hannah's past, but I know Pamela. I mean, she spent a lot of time with a lot of dudes, like in the military. And I don't mean anything untoward by that. I mean,
that's kind of where I want to go.
She was like the one lady in like the dude heavy.
Listen,
like,
listen, I can tell you, it's a circus,
right?
When that's going on, so she can give you some. Really
she can tell me some of the great
lines
that didn't work.
Yeah, and I tend to like
drink this.
I like the sister raised with 4 brothers, like who's kind of like I know what men are.
Yeah,
the good, the bad, the ugly.
And honestly, Hannah, she's as don't want to say this the wrong way, but she's as dude as you and I are. She thinks like a dude. Yeah. So it's funny because some of the conversations I've had with her, most women will not let you in on things, but because she is so dude-like and we're close, some of the stuff she's told me that guys have done is, it's just hysterical. It's sad, but I guess you got to shoot your shot, right?
Sure.
You got to shoot.
Yeah, I'm right.
You miss everything you don't swing at.
Right. And I apparently didn't swing at a lot because I just didn't have that confidence that some of these other guys have got. So.
Yeah, well, you look at me.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't have
Joey, you should see some of the lines that we hear.
The lines?
The lines that guys throw out, the DMs that are constantly.
Did you ever have any lines that you would use?
I didn't. Not really. I mean, I usually would come in with a stupid joke because the sense of humor was, and big boobs were the most important thing to me at that time. But since then, just a sense of humor.
Okay. Liar.
No,
you shall not bear false witness.
I just never been that guy that, I don't know, that would just take every shot.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of those guys are. They're like, man, it's in the numbers.
No, if you really got into my love history, like the amount of times where I am the most, often in college being drunk. So like, it's not just me being cowardly or me. It was more just Joey in his primal state.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? There were so many times
missed
where I just couldn't, I'm oblivious.
Right.
Like I have to have they need to have a sign on their head that says, I want to sleep with you, or I like you, you dope. Like, there's so many stores in college where they're like, you want to come back? No, I'm good. I'm a little tired.
Yeah.
I'm a little tired.
I suffered from that too, to the point of somebody asked Susanna one time, don't you worry about Eddie. He's always out. He's always going. She's like, that dude's clueless. He's trying to sell. That's all he's trying to do is sell and make money.
That.
And I remember literally in Vegas, one of the ladies hit on me because I hit at the slot machine and started going nuts. Before I knew what happened, Susanna had run her off and said, he didn't win nothing. Get out of here. Get out of here. I'm like, what's going on? She's like, she was trying to hit on you. I was like, well, what happened? Well, your wife was here. Didn't let it happen.
And how do you spell oft?
OFF.
Oh, okay. I thought you was going to say OFT.
Often.
Got her run off.
But I did see something last night. You remember the song OPP?
Yeah, you know me.
Okay.
Sound with OPP.
I never thought about it, but my generation, I'm a grandfather now. Yeah. Grandkids, there was a meme in particular, but the lady or the little boy asked Grandma, back in the day, were you down with OPP?
Mm-hmm.
And Grandma was. Mm-hmm. She let a little bit more out than I thought she should have.
And that stands for what?
Other people's property. But Grandma, she knew the real.
Oh, Grandma knew the real
thing. She laid it out there.
Okay.
And that kind of got me worried too. What?
I thought it was old people problems.
Those two. That's happening to me now.
Right.
But at what point do you start kind of not telling the truth to your grandkids and kids?
From the start.
Oh,
yeah.
No, you showed them like about your own life and all the mistakes you've made.
Yeah.
No, you don't do that.
You showed them.
Maybe when your 37-year-old grandson's living with you when you're 89, you tell them more. But like, come on, when they're kids, no, you hide some of that crap.
I would think so, but
they're not ready for that.
They're not. You're right.
And that guy will probably still be living there a couple weeks after she's dead.
This is true too.
Well, Grandpa, how'd you learn how to move a dead body?
Why you got that backhoe, Grandpa?
Anyway, we got to hit this break. This part of the program brought to you by Pest Pro Services, and they're at Pest Pro. Ashley and that great team ready to help you with any and all of your pest control needs, especially with the changing of the season.
Oh, that's right, Joey.
Which I say, bring it on.
That's
I like
right.
it when it's colder.
Oh, yeah. Let's get chilly. I think this weekend will be chilly.
Nice.
It'll be nice.
Very nice. I'll have to fill up my tires again.
Oh, yes, you will.
Yeah,
Yes,
right.
you will.
Right. I've noticed that. I just filled them up again, and now I got to fill them up again.
When you have those low profiles, you got to keep an eye on it.
But they're at Pest Pro. They can help you when you start seeing those little critters try to find a warm place as we head into the fall and winter months. So it could be, the standard stuff like cockroaches, or like mice.
Mice are horrible. Those shrews are horrible. What were those silverfish? Remember the silverfish that get in the carpet and
then the
stuff?
wood scorpion?
Yes, dude, they're coming.
We said it
treated me.
Yard crickets. I had those pigs up here too. They were
Yep.
weird.
And then,
I don't know if you guys ever seen spider crickets.
Spider crickets?
Yeah, they look like a cricket with all the legs, but it's kind of burrowed up in the middle like a spider, and it's got like a kind of a hard case on him, and he can jump probably about 8 feet high. But they make great bait.
Oh yeah,
great fish bait. But yeah, they scare because they'll literally hop up, look at you in the eye, and then go back to the ground.
And then normal spiders just getting wet all over the place and
Everywhere
entry
right
exit.
now,
So if you're tired of all this, you don't want to have to deal with this as things cool down. Get in touch with Pest Pro Services. They'll get you on their monthly subscription plan, very affordable, reasonable cost.
Yep.
So check them out today. You can always learn more at ppsriverregion.com or just search for Pest Pro Services on the Book of Faces or call them at 265-9990. That's 265-9990. When you want to know, call a pro. Pest Pro Services. And be sure to tell Ashley and that great team that Joey and Eddie and Troy, those fellas on the radio, sent you.
Want to carry News Talk in your pocket? Download the News Talk 93.1 app from the App Store. Available on iPhone and Android. Never miss a moment. Download now.
There's nothing quite as exciting as another college football season kicking off. Eating Pizza Perfect pizza while watching the games makes it that much more enjoyable. In September, get $4 off any large pizza. You already know about the great pizza buffet at Pizza Perfect. Besides all the pizza you can eat, it includes spaghetti, breadsticks, salad, dessert, and drink for only $13 at lunch and for dinner on Tuesday and Friday and all day Saturday. Pizza Perfect on Coliseum Boulevard in East Brook.
This is James Jones with Jones Drugs. We've got locations in Prattville, Millbrook, Greenville, and Montgomery, and soon to be Phoenix City. My dad told me once if I wanted the whole world to know anything, to tell my aunt. Well, I don't have my aunt here, but I've got the next best thing, Blue Water Broadcasting. They have helped us grow the Jones Drug family in this area for over 10 years. Thank you, Blue Water.
Radio reaches over 90% of everyone in the river region. Shouldn't your ads be out there where your customers are? Call us to find out more. Blue Water Broadcasting. Local folks helping local business.
The claws are out.
Fox Monday, James Day is all new. First,
We have an Oscar winner in the house.
Jay Krakowski welcomes Mira Sorvino to the Celebrity Name That Tune podium.
I can name that tune in one note.
Then, 4 famous reality couples get a reality check from Jane Lynch.
Who just realized there's no smart one in their relationship?
All new Celebrity Name That Tune, followed by an all new Celebrity Weakest Link.
Monday on Fox 20.
This hour of news and views is brought to you by our good friends at Cole Plumbing, 279-8919. Cole Plumbing is number one in the number two business. You don't have to dig a hole. They have proprietary pipelining technology. Ask them about their tankless water heaters. Remember, when you have trouble with your bowl, call on Cole.
The premier place the river region turns to for news, weather, traffic, and opinion. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. Let's go right to the phones and talk to Ray Bowles from Prattville Carpet. Hey, Ray, how you doing today?
Good. Hey, Joey, a little bit of dating advice from an old married man.
Okay.
You got to ask the prettiest girl, wherever you are, bar, church, whatever. You make a beeline to the prettiest one. And sooner or later, you're going to hit one that likes dirty guys. And there you go. I agree with them. It's a percentage basis.
So you just got to play the odds.
You You got to play the odds.
Okay.
How long did it take you to get comfortable talking on the radio and doing what you're doing?
Took a while.
Okay, there you go. But practice makes perfect.
So it's kind of like doing radio, or like it took me a while to get good at skee ball. It's like playing skee ball. You just throw it on up there, see if it lands on the hole.
That's a great theory.
I would have never in a million years would I thought I'd have ended up with Andy Bolton. But I'm living the life. Here I am, living the dream.
Because you actually shot your shot.
Shot your shot, yeah.
She actually came to Sunday school. I was teaching Sunday school.
Oh, wow.
And she had a boyfriend with her.
Whoa. This sounds like
I
an
was a
ethical
teacher,
dilemma.
right?
Yeah.
This is like years ago. We've been married for 27 years. Well, the whole lesson I was flirting with her like crazy. And the next Sunday she shows up. True story. Her boyfriend wasn't with her. I
No
said, "Oh,
boyfriend.
Where's so-and-so?" And he's like, "Well, we broke up." And I'm like, hey. Well, right after church, one of the guys said, "Hey, I think I'm going to ask Angie out for dinner tonight." I said, "Don't do that." He said, "Why?" I said, they're going to get back together. Then it's going to be so awkward. He's going to be in there staring at you the whole time. As soon as I got through, I went over to Angie and said, "Hey, do you want to go to dinner tonight?" And we never looked back.
Beautiful.
That guy's still holding a grudge against you, Ray? Because I probably would.
No, the next class was on forgiveness, right?
Yeah.
That's good.
So, yeah, Joey, don't be scared. Just ask them out. It'll be fine. And if you need a floor, call us, 285-8117. We'll be glad to come out and give you that free measurement. Next thing you got to know you got a floor down.
Just that simple, folks. Again, that number 285-8117, and be sure to tell them that you heard Ray Bowles on the radio giving Joey Clark some dating advice.
You won't regret it. I promise you. Marriage is great. So I don't care what people say. It's the best thing ever happened to me.
Awesome. Well, I appreciate it, Ray.
Yeah.
You know what
Thanks, guys.
See you, Ray.
I had to.
You know what they say about marriage, right? It's a wonderful institution, but who wants to be committed to the institution for the rest of their lives?
Exactly.
Reminds me of Paradise by the Dashboard Light.
Yeah.
Praying for the end of time to hurry
I
up and
love that.
arrive. Because if I got to spend another minute with you, I don't think that I could ever survive. Right.
That's funny.
Did we learn anything today?
Realtors suck.
Yeah, you seemed a little cranky
he
when
does
you
a little
walked
bit,
in.
yeah.
Like, not towards us, but you just
No,
had a
it's
general
just-
crankiness about you.
We all got a job to do, and I get frustrated when I bust my butt to do my job, and others just sit there with their,
Yeah.
and then they get paid the same money.
Yeah.
That gets frustrating.
That sounds like social. That sounds like socialism.
It's
Everybody gets the same
everybody's
amount.
brother-in-law needs
Everybody
a
gets
job
the same
sometimes.
amount.
Yeah.
Good luck. I
Yeah,
guess I'll
go
stick
ahead.
around a little
Yeah,
bit.
stick around a little bit. I
Okay.
think Hannah's going to come in probably about 3:30. But we got food, and I would love to break bread with you.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's going to be you and Sky and,
And
Pamela.
Pamela.
And okay.
Yep. And with you being here, this will be fun. We can start a little early. Have a good
Okay.
times.
Sure. Like it'll be a real
Humdinger.
I'm so proud of you guys.
for some reason the word hootenanny's coming to
A
mind.
hoot nanny. That's a darn
Yeah.
hoot nanny.
No, this guy over here, you could throw a real party.
Only if you want to meet women.
Those days are behind him. I might try to get him out of retirement.
We need to listen. If you're going to come out to the house and do this little weapons demonstration,
Yes, we're very
then
excited.
you're going to
about
have
it.
to have a little party, and then we'll see what we can do.
Well, the
for
last
you.
little party I had, I don't think I was married. Yeah, I might have been married. But I just
It's been
streamed
a
for
while.
like 3 days. So
It's been a while. Okay.
yeah. Ever since then, I've kind of reeled it back in.
Again, today's lesson is on
He's
forgiveness.
He's on the front porch yelling, "Hey, I done told you I played cards with JD Shellnut, chief of police. Y'all shut up, you old man."
That ain't me. I swear it ain't me.
Sorry.
Anyway.
All right, you guys.
What
have a
did you
great
get
one.
back in her good graces by playing Don Henley,
Yeah.
trying to get down to the heart
I
of the
worked on
matter?
like
Building the
60 days
perfect
straight.
marriage over there.
It's all about forgiveness. Even if you don't love me anymore.
That's right.
Get out of the house, you drunk!
Broadcasting from the Riverside Chevrolet Master Control Center, this is WACV Cusada, News Talk 93.1